Alright guys, I just tried to record a video here for about 35 or so minutes, and I realized it wasn't recording, so I don't know how much got up there, and I'm not really looking into it right now. So I will check it out later. I'm going to throw on the Royal Rumble 2018 post-show, the recap review by Smarkoutmoment.
What's up, my guy?
And here are some ideas for them to rewatch these episodes, and then they can do a fan announce table, it's called, where they talk about the matches or the show or whatever for a certain time that has passed. And it's another 2.5-hour video, so let's
What is up, wrestling fans?
through.
Welcome to another pay-per-view point edition of the Smarkoutmoment SmackDown podcast. It is time for the 2018 Royal Rumble post-show. We're going to be reviewing and recapping everything that went down in the 6-hour show from top to bottom, pre-show onward, all the way up to the main event, and then the little thing that happened after the main event that really kind of took a little bit of steam out of something. But we'll talk about every little thing, positives, negatives, and whatever else we want to talk about too. Who's going to be talking? Well, I'm your host as always, Tony Mango, and joining me on this panel, you might remember them from the predictions. We've got Callum Wiggins, yo, and Robert DeFelice. How are we doing? So let's just dig right into this with the pre-show. We, of course, I think pretty much anybody at this point, you don't go into the pre-show expecting too much. It's the pre-show, and even though it's the Royal Rumble, it's not exactly going to be something that they put the biggest amount of focal points on. But we still had 3 matches that they had previously announced for it, and one of them had a little bit of promise to it. Didn't quite pan out too much, but we had a lot of people on the pre-show panel talking about some stuff. Whatever. Little thing that I thought was kind of fun backstage with American Alpha and the whole Team Angle kind of illusion. They were talking about how Shelton Benjamin sort of replaced Jason Jordan, and Jordan had a decent enough response when Chad Gable said, "Oh, how's your singles career doing?" I didn't really enjoy too much of that ahead of time. I mean, it was just pre-show stuff and getting set up around that time. But we got into our first match, which was Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Grand Metalik defeating Drew Gulak, TJP, and Gentleman Jack Gallagher. A match that absolutely nobody paid attention to, and absolutely nothing matters as far as that goes. What do you guys think about this?
I second it wholeheartedly. I second every word that you said wholeheartedly.
I love the moment where they're doing this spot, Kalisto, Metalik, and Dorado, where they're all standing on the same turnbuckle, and they all do a moonsault onto each of their opponents. And I'm thinking, wow, I'm sure the 12 people in attendance really enjoyed that spot. You just threw yourself from the top of really high structure down to the floor for absolutely nobody. And even the people that were there did not care at all.
This is the type of thing that we were kind of expecting. 6-man tag being thrown onto it and really sort of wasting an opportunity to do something more. I think, and I don't know if you guys would agree or not, they should have announced the the 205 general manager here.
I definitely thought that. I mean, even though it was the pre-show, more eyes will be on it than when they announce it on 205 Live.
Yep, because they're not going to announce it on Raw. They're going to announce it on 205 Live unless they change their minds. And not many people watch 205 Live, so if it's supposed to be somebody that can kind of bring some attention in, nobody's going to know.
Are you sure about that after some of the things that we saw in that Royal Rumble?
Well, if that happens, I called it for at least one of my predictions. But yeah, this didn't do anything, I think, for anybody, except it kind of continued the TJP losing streak thing, but who cares, kind of? And I'll reference this here and there throughout our recap, but there were a bunch of people in the basement, a couple people that are not the biggest wrestling fans, 1 or 2 of them that have not seen almost any wrestling whatsoever, and that was a nice perspective to see what an outsider would think for, somebody who watches maybe 2 pay-per-views a year and doesn't really pay the biggest amount of attention to them, and kind of having their perspective. And when it came to this one, it was, oh yeah, they got 3 masked guys? Wait, which one's who? That was the big thing. And eventually later on it was, that's the guy that does the PowerPoint thing, right? I like that guy. So, a little bit later on, actually, some of the people that weren't there around the time were like, whatever happened to Gentleman Jack Gallagher? Because they just don't watch 205 Live. So, that's the sad state of 205 Live right now.
Yeah, I would say the match was technically good. I thought it was actually a decent match, but it's hard to get invested in something that you know that everybody watching just would rather be looking at their phones, checking the Royal Rumble predictions and spoilers and stuff like that, rather than actually watching what's happening in front of them.
Yeah, and I was admittedly busy kind of setting up some pay-per-view coverage stuff more than paying attention to this with like the most fervent attention as possible. But I don't think so. Yeah. Thankfully, though, I did get to listen to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on the social media lounge, which is not social media lounge anymore. It's weird, they don't have a social media lounge. Now it's just they sit in the locker room and look on their phones. But it was hilarious. Not letting Peter Rissenberg ask a question and just being jerks. I loved it.
Speaking French?
That was like
understand French?
Yeah, I didn't understand a word of it, but I was kind of hoping that would just been like some spoilers for later or something like that, just to be next. I love that. That's a nice little part. A little bit later on, we had like Electra Blaze and JBL and some other pre-show stuff, but out of all like the non-match pre-show stuff, actually, you know what? I would say out of everything on the pre-show, that was my favorite thing.
I have to agree. I mean, the matches were nothing to really write home about, and the JBL Electra Blaze thing was very awkward,
I think it was pretty cool to see Ric Flair back.
Oh, but he started to ramble on, and you can tell.
I'm kind of forgiving for that sort of stuff. It just it gives a warm feeling in my heart when I see him just still around at this point. So many times I get to see him, it just feels like a bit of a bonus.
So you were happy with that KFC commercial then, huh?
I mean, we'll get to that. So.
I like how Rick said, I love Kane, I want him to be the mayor.
King, when he came out and he was just wearing like a jumpsuit, tracksuit kind of thing, Daze was just like, oh, does this mean that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble because he's usually wearing a shirt and he's not, whatever. And I was like, you know what, he might have a singlet underneath there. So for the whole night, up until the Royal Rumble was done, I was sitting there going, maybe King's going to pop up,
I'd say just let him get out of the way on the pre-show talk. Jerry Lawler was awful tonight. Like, he was rambling all over the place, he didn't know people's names, he kept saying, the Rumble Royal and stuff like that. He just felt like he was suffering from a case of early onset dementia.
I didn't actually get to that, I wasn't listening too much.
He blatantly called Sheamus Cesaro.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I think he's holding on for a little bit too long now. I think he needs to be he's still being phased out, but clearly not enough at this point.
He just signed another year contract, I think.
Come on, guys, it's all about nostalgia. Did you not watch that Rumble? Nostalgia. It's alive.
At least for one of them. The second match of the pre-show was the Revival against the Balor Club, where the Good Brothers were just Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows because they just refused to refer to them by any kind of tag team name. Thankfully, the Revival got the pin, so they kind of offset a little bit of what happened in Raw 25, but we can't go back in time and stop this from being a feud yet, which I think is a mistake, because by the time we get around to seeing the third match between these two teams, I don't think anybody's going to care to see anymore. And if we get something at WrestleMania, it's not going to matter, you know? So what else do we get at Mania? That's something to think about. Kind of factor in a little bit when we talk about the Raw tag titles later on, but at least for this match itself, filler, nothing interesting.
When's the last time you saw a match end with a shot block?
How many hours ago was this?
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Revival. They're one of my favourite tag teams, but I can just say this was a nothing match. And I don't know if it really offsets what happens on Raw 25, considering the fact that Raw 25 was the most watched Raw in about 4 years, and this was a pre-show of Royal Rumble that probably less than half the people that ended up watching the whole show was watching. So you kind of think that they got their win on a much less viewed platform. So I don't think they've gone quite enough yet to revive the Revival.
No.
5-minute freaking
No, I mean, even if they would have gotten a win like this on the
You gotta
actual
be
show itself, it still
kidding
wouldn't
me,
give them a boost. Like, they just need a push. They need an actual story.
It's a bit weird because obviously what happens when we talk about the Raw Tag Team title match. You kind of think, does this match have any stakes to it, this rivalry, or is it like just going on for the sake of going on?
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about this again a couple matches down the line. But the last match on the pre-show was the United States Championship Open Challenge match. Bobby Roode against, it could be anybody. It could be somebody from Raw. It could be somebody from NXT. It could be Bobby Lashley. It could be EC3. It's Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, and it sucks completely out of the entire ring.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not familiar enough with Mojo Rawley's theme, and I was like, I don't recognize this. Oh my god, it's gonna be somebody new. And as soon as it said Mojo, I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Really? Like, I mean, they didn't even take the opportunity to have be a non-SmackDown person.
Yeah, it could have been anybody that was like on SmackDown. You could have put Goldust or something like that into it, but it would have got better reaction than Mojo Rawley.
A 205 Live guy. It could have been Big Show. It could have been, you know, like, even if it was somebody like on Monday Night Raw that didn't get a chance to be in the Royal Rumble, or even somebody who hadn't already been involved in this whole tournament. If it would have been like Fandango or something like that, even that wouldn't have been as good. But
I mean, if it was somebody that Bobby Roode didn't beat on the way to becoming United States Champion, so he's already defeated Mojo Rawley, essentially for the United States Championship.
Well, was this just their way of solidifying that Roode is going to continue the trend of the babyface US champion open challenge thing?
I mean, you'd hope so. It seems to be a bit of a common trend that basically whenever you say like whenever a babyface wins the title, they just defend it against everybody at every opportunity, which I think is slowly starting to get stale because I don't really think it really fits Bobby Roode's character.
Which is what I was going to say. Like, at least when John won the title, which nobody thought he was going to ever go down to a mid-card, him doing the open challenge was like, you're getting a chance to not only win a championship, but you're getting a chance to test your mettle against me, John Cena. Bobby Roode isn't of that caliber, as much as I love him, you know?
Bobby Roode I still think is like top-notch. But you put him against somebody like a Mojo Rawley, and I don't care, kind of. You know, like, I mean, it's Bobby Roode against a lot of people are going to make me pay attention. Bobby Roode against Mojo Rawley means nothing. You might as well have had, I was going to say Darren Young. I forgot that he's not even in the company anymore.
I think he probably forgets as well.
Maybe, like, it's just blah. It doesn't do anything for me. And, I mean, like we just said a minute ago, the idea of a Mojo return to something that he already was a part of and already lost is so much worse.
Yeah, I think this match suffered from too much speculation surrounding it. And that's not, obviously you can't have a go at fans for wanting to think, well, it could be James Storm, or it could be Bobby Lashley, because we've heard all these rumours circulating.
Well, hold on, can I spoil it now? It could have been Ziggler with what they ended up doing. Like, it might as well have been.
Yeah, it definitely would have made more sense and made more of an impact if it was Ziggler's match rather than Mojo Rawley. But then if that happens, then you probably have to put the title back on Ziggler. And I think they want to at least keep the title on Roode for a little while to establish it a little bit more.
Yeah, I really hated this whole execution. Putting Bobby Roode on the pre-show instead of the Rumble was a crime. The title didn't need to be defended. There was way too much on the pay-per-view as it was. They could have put the 2 or 3 falls match, and we would have been fine.
Well, I mostly looked at this as a situation where they had a lot of promise with the potential of bringing in somebody fun. And when you do something where you tease the idea that it could be something special, and then you go with somebody who is the total opposite of special, that is worse than if they would have just announced Bobby Roode versus Mojo Rawley. Or Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal with the finals of the tournament, like, you know, that whole kind of thing too. I mean, that would have been even better than that, but...
Like it was supposed to be, what?
Yeah. It's just, it deflated a lot of things, and for the pre-show, it's not the end of the world, because it is just the pre-show. But still, you know, it's the principle of the matter. And then we didn't get Bobby Roode and Mojo Rawley later on. Mojo I'm fine with, but Bobby Roode in the Royal Rumble would have been kind of fun. He wouldn't have been the only person that did double duty, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But we did actually end on a good note on the pre-show. And that was the Philadelphia crowd doing the countdown where it had like 5 minutes until the pay-per-view was going to start, and every time it got down to 10 seconds before the next minute, it was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down, and then 2, 1, and they did it for like the 5 minutes of that. I thought that was fucking great. And that made me just go, alright, the crowd's fun tonight. They're still not weighed down by this, you know?
And, you know, they're going to be rambunctious and even slightly obnoxious just because. And they delivered, although it got a little annoying at times, as I'm sure we'll talk about.
Well, I'm glad they were excited at the end of the pre-show because they seem to have like, wore themselves out for the rest of the show, in my opinion. But again, we'll get to that.
So, I mean, that kind of wraps up what we were thinking about the pre-show, which really doesn't have too much more to talk about. It's kind of just like about the one, about the other, and then about the other one. Nothing really all that great. It wasn't the worst pre-show ever, and there were still some little parts that were kind of fun here and there. Mostly Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, but it's the pre-show. Do we really need to give that much weight to it? Not really. The first match of the actual card is where we're going to bring in Steven Wago joining the panel.
So wait, AJ's title match was legit on the pre-show?
No, first match.
No,
Just said on the real card.
Like, what the fuck? I came in late. I didn't catch the first chunk of the pre-show, so I didn't come in like till the Real Rusev had already started making his entrance.
Yeah, so you missed the first like half hour of the real show.
Yeah, you missed the first 2 matches, I think.
Okay. People were saying that the pre-show was still going.
It feels like it, yeah. Now, the first match of the night was the WWE Championship handicap match. It was AJ Styles successfully defending against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which was in a match that was fine, but admittedly, I was disappointed. I wanted at least something interesting to happen here. Nothing did. Shane McMahon didn't pop up at all. Daniel Bryan didn't pop up at all. They had built this entire thing based off the idea that Daniel Bryan was somehow going to screw AJ Styles. He was somehow involved, and nothing. It was just a handicap match. It could have been the main event of a random episode of SmackDown, and it wouldn't have made any difference whatsoever. I'm glad that Styles retained. Don't get me wrong. I would have wanted like some swerve for the sake of a swerve, but it still just felt like it was blah. And after that, they have a whole thing with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens complaining to Shane McMahon afterwards, which is like he's not the person to complain to. If you're going to get anybody to help you, it's going to be Daniel Bryan. And he just kind of goes like, that sucks. And it's the end of it. And I'm like, all right, well, is this feud over? If it is, that's pretty lackluster. If it's not over, then what the fuck are we accomplishing here? It really didn't feel like it was something that shouldn't have been on the pre-show to me. So I'm not surprised that people would have thought that. So you missed that, like, which in retrospect, you don't need to really go back and check it out. But Alan and Robert, what do you guys think?
I thought it was a fun match, a little boring. I think it's because they have the whole tag in and out stipulation rather than it being 2-on-1. They seem to have a lot of reasons for the feud to continue and for complaints to be made, but they also seemed to just move on by the end of the night. So I don't really know what happens now with Sami and Kevin. I don't know if they just dropped the whole Daniel Bryan maybe being a heel thing because he did nothing, and it left me more confused than excited, unfortunately. What about you?
I guess I would describe this match as strange. Is probably the word I would use to describe it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad match. I think the tagging in was actually quite good because you'd have moments where Styles was hitting a big move on one person, they crawl over to the other side, tags on him. Styles hits another big move, they have to get knocked down, and they crawl back over and get tagging again. So I think they used that aspect of it quite well. Owens didn't look like he was carrying any of the injury that he seemed to be carrying from like, a couple of weeks or so ago, so that was good. The kind of fuck finish, almost, I guess you can describe it as that, where Styles pins the non-legal man, does lead you to believe that there's going to be another title match involving these three people at Fastlane, but you can't be certain what type of match it's going to be in, and I can't even say for certain whether these two aren't going to be involved in the title, in like, the WWE Championship picture, even as far as WrestleMania. I mean, it seems quite nailed on, considering what happened in the actual Rumble match, that they would be out of the picture by that point, but this feud is clearly continuing.
I might have not seen the match, but it seems kind of stupid to continue the Owens and AJ Styles feud at all, because that thing's been going for the US Championship like for a long time, and now it's kind of rolled into this one too.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of seeing AJ and Owens, and it's a shame because it's two wrestlers that are well amongst my favorites in the modern day. So yeah, it's a real shame that I'm getting sick of them already.
Well, they're supposed to be very good and they are on their own, but together they've never really impressed me. I've never been like floored by their matches together.
To those dedicated to making an impact in the lives of others,
For crying out loud. Skip.
No, you're pretty much the same as you. Like, they never had a bad match. They just had okay matches.
They've had bad finishes in matches, though. Remember that was it Battleground or something? Where that was
Battleground.
Which I guess is kind of sort of follows the trend of bad finishes to matches or something, because this wasn't a bad match. It's not like it's like something where I'm going to be like, oh man, I got to add that in my worst matches of the year. It was just kind of why. Like, part of me thinks what should have happened here is that we should have just gotten AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens. And maybe next month at Fastlane, it should have been AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn.
You probably would have got better matches, especially in the second.
Yeah. Even though nobody would have gone into Fastlane thinking that Sami had a chance. It could have been something kind of interesting, something different, you know. Now, if they do another triple threat kind of a scenario, handicap match, whatever it might be, I don't really care to see it. And now that we also know that Shinsuke Nakamura, spoiler for later, challenged AJ Styles for the title, why even have a title match at Fastlane?
Yeah, I don't want to see it. If they're going to do it, I'd rather just be like AJ and Shinsuke versus Kevin and Sami.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's probably the best match they can do, and maybe give it a stipulation so they can gimmick it up a little bit.
I'm expecting that to happen now. And we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to a little bit, 2 matches down the line from that. But before we do talk about that, we have one more title match to talk about, which is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship 2 out of 3 falls match between the Usos and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, which I will give him credit for this.
Whoa. Chad Gable and who?
Oh, wait, did I not say it correctly?
You did not say it correctly.
Oh, scratch that, I missed this match too.
How could you miss a match with Shelton Benjamin in it?
Shelton Benjamin.
That's the best thing Shelton Benjamin's done. He didn't even do it. I will give him credit for this, though. I did not expect this to be that the first 2 falls go to the Usos and there is no 3rd fall. I like that.
More often.
I like it, yeah, because it's like, it's sort of the same as like when people always finish a match with a finisher, and then suddenly out of nowhere, somebody went with like a clothesline, and you're like, whoa, okay, shit, I didn't see that happening. Now I guess I should pay attention to more regular DDTs instead of just being like, oh, they're setting up for something.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how the evolution felt like that. It's like, you know, it started like any move could beat people. Well, any move plus a move off the top rope would beat people. If you hit him about 5 times, you finish, you'll probably get to that.
Well, now it's kind of a point where people, I mean, literally, if you're somebody like myself, you will sit there at WrestleMania and go, no, he only hit 2 F5s. No, you hit the pay dirt, he's going to kick out, that kind of thing. Like, it's always going to happen like that now.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that a lot in this match because, like, Shelton Benjamin hits the pay dirt and you think, oh, that's going to be the first pinfall. Oh no, he kicked out of his finishing move.
I started typing it. I had the first fall goes to, and I had like, I was getting ready to type out like Shelton Benjamin and for the whole pay dirt thing because it was like, yeah, pay dirt, okay, it's going to be that. And then I actually was like starting the next sentence to say that the second fall goes to the Usos. I'm like already starting to type that out. It's just like 2, nope, oh, shit, okay, well maybe he's going to roll them up and the first one's going to go to the Usos. And we did get a roll up, which they really like roll ups right now. I don't understand that, but super kicks.
Because Tony, in their eyes, everybody's protected if they're rolled up.
I guess so, especially if they're in NXT.
Because it's like total horseshit. I don't get it. Oh, they got rolled up, they got quickly pinned. They don't look so bad. No, they just look like a jackass that doesn't have the power to kick them up.
Tony, it's all about quality now. Roll-ups aren't just women's matches anymore.
Yeah.
Spreading it around equally.
So we don't get the title change that some people were expecting. I wasn't necessarily expecting it. I figured they didn't do anything with that whole DUI, and they brushed that aside. It must not have been that big of a deal. Plus, it's Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, so they weren't really in the best position to hold those tag titles going into WrestleMania. And even though I don't know what they're going to do now with the Usos, I'd rather stay on the Usos. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think the DUI became nothing after Enzo Amore.
Yeah, in comparison, it's nothing. Oh, you had a little bit to drink? Oh, well, that guy. Well, here's the little list of things he's done.
And Chad and Shelton, they kind of look like they're getting ready to be the undercard flop team, unfortunately, as I think the Usos to move on to the Bludgeon Brothers and maybe even Sami and Kevin.
AOP, possibility too.
Yeah,
That's when you try to merge possibility and potential is possible.
What's the verdict on Shelton right now? Because I was totally against him coming back, so I thought he'd just be old and sucky.
Ask me again in July when they're doing Money in the Bank.
So if he does a vertical ladder, does a flip, he's okay in your book?
Yeah, that's why they brought it back.
Oh, you can still grip yourself? Okay, cool, you rumble like you.
I was a big proponent of him coming in, and I haven't seen him do anything worth the while, so I'm disappointed.
They missed the boat. That was well, his injury meant that he missed a good opportunity to come back and be like a big star on SmackDown, probably feuding for mid-card titles, and so they brought him in a few months later, and he's just been stuck in a position where he's not really doing too much. The stuff with Gable, the matches are good, so can't take too much against them, but it's not like anyone's really getting behind the team at all.
I wish Gable had bulked up a little. That was shoving a shrink. He took some odd proportions. Especially after teaming with Jason Jordan, where they're a little bit of a better size.
You think maybe the hair is part of that?
Shit, maybe.
I don't want to see him cut the hair. At least he looks kind of unique with it. If he cuts it down to like a Ziggler Spirit Squad cut, it'll just look bad.
Needs to grow a beard.
I don't think he can. I would like it to. I mean, in terms of this actual match in general, I don't even know if it was a good match or not, because it seemed like the stuff they were doing was technically really good, but if I had to describe the crowd reactions, everything, I'd say eerie is probably the best description. It was so quiet the entire time.
Not the most quiet it got throughout the night, though.
No.
Definitely not.
But we got the Usos retaining here in a match that was just, it was what it was, and by this point, I'm sitting there thinking to myself,
Women's Rumble.
they gotta do a Royal Rumble right now, right? And I start getting ready my notes to start typing out the Women's Royal Rumble, and the graphic pops up on the screen, the 30-man Royal Rumble, and I'll point out that there's both men and women in the basement at the time. Every single person was like, what? Why is this happening right then? This shouldn't be the main event and stuff. I kind of didn't really care all that much, and I think they made the right call to a certain extent, but how did you guys feel about that, just before we get into the match itself? How did you feel about the idea that the Women's Royal Rumble went on last?
I was taken off guard by it, but it didn't surprise me. I had a feeling they were going to do this. Rumblings going on about it for a while, and they seem to be really making a push for it. In fact, with Ronda getting involved, which we'll talk more about later, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a main event now. But I wasn't offended by it. I mean, especially by the delivery of it too. So I was taken aback, but not bothered.
I was. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I do give WWE credit. Like when they do want to get behind something like this women's evolution movement, they are 100% behind it. So they could have easily just put it into the middle of the card and people wouldn't have batted an eyelid. But they clearly put in a lot of focus on it. I know we can obviously talk about them saying the word history 5,000 times in the middle of the match and how everything is so like monumental and these women are trailblazers all the time and start to roll their eyes. But it shows they're committed to it. So I think we have to be committed to that change as well.
That's a good way to put it. We've had main events with women before, and if we do kind of want to strive for some kind of an equality thing, then why not the first ever Women's Royal Rumble match being the one that does that? It's not like they made some mandatory decree this year where it was like, no, this is more important forever or something. So I think the people that are upset about that, they should kind of relax a little bit. But I've kind of interrupted Robert before he had a chance to say what he was going to say. So if you are upset about it, give me the case why, if that's the case.
Well, now that you said that, this is going to be awkward, but there was no reason for the women to main event outside of, obviously, Ronda showing up and for them to be able to say history 5,000 times. That men's Royal Rumble, which we're going to get into right now, was incredible, and the finish was super hot. And yeah, Ronda Rousey got the people to pop, but the finish of the men's Royal Rumble would have left everybody on a super high note. I think there was no reason, especially to do it spaced out the way they did. You're so drained coming out of the one Royal Rumble that there was 2 more matches before you get to the women. It just really took me out of the show completely for a while.
Well, that's something I kind of want to bring up too, even though like we're going to talk about the Women's Royal Rumble later on. But with Ronda Rousey popping up, what about the idea that this got trending on Twitter, of course? A lot of news outlets reporting about Ronda Rousey. In retrospect, you think they might be kicking themselves thinking, crap, if we would have put that on, not in the main event, then she would have been trending during the Royal Rumble, and people might have like bought a subscription or something like that to do it. I doubt that's the case. I doubt it would really, change the...
I'm not quite sure what you're asking exactly.
Well, Ronda makes appearance, everybody starts reporting about it on news outlets and stuff, and it becomes a huge deal. The biggest thing that was reported throughout the whole night. So if they would have done it earlier, then it would have been like, oh my god, this is currently happening right now. Maybe people would have been like, I need to check this out. Let me just, it's $9.95, alright, I'll buy it, that kind of thing. I don't think it's necessarily the case, but they could have potentially ran through the ratings.
No, unless you're advertising it prior to the event as an attraction, I don't think it would have made any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, you probably just wait for the clip to come out on YouTube or something if you're too desperate.
Yeah, you just wait for it to give.
Yeah.
When it's popping up on Giphy on Facebook, that's a difference. Neither here nor there, though. That's just kind of a random point that popped in my brain. But the 30-man Royal Rumble match is something that we're not going to obviously talk about every single little thing that happened in it because that would take forever. So if you want to see the list of all the entries and all the eliminations, go to the results coverage on Smarkoutmoment.com. But there's going to be lots bouncing around back and forth at different things here, and I'm kind of just going to open it up to some random things here and there. But I kind of want to mention a couple things first off. We saw an immense support for Rusev as number 1.
That was the biggest pop of the night, I think.
2 friends of mine were there, and they both were saying it's not even in question. Rusev was one of the top 3 pops, if not the top pop. And that's including these, big names and stuff, but he was over as shit. Finn Balor ends up being at number 2, and Finn Balor goes all the way almost. He ends up being the one who lasts the longest out of everybody. Finn Balor lasted 58 minutes and 31 seconds to be the Iron Man of this Royal Rumble. He also got the most eliminations. He tied with Roman Reigns at 4 eliminations. So Balor did a damn good job for somebody who's not over, and clearly WWE isn't pushing him the right way, and, it's something to pay attention to for people that are naysayers of that. Baron Corbin, though, he did not do so well.
They don't like my favorites, Tony. They don't like the guys that I like, and Baron Corbin was out as soon as he got in almost.
Yeah, he went from eliminating Braun Strowman last year when Strowman was on a hot streak to being the type of guy that we would have been like, oh, he's clearly going to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Nope, doesn't happen. All right, well, he's clearly going to win the Money in the Bank. Hey, look, it did happen. But he lost to John Cena. And he lost this.
When you fall out of favor, you fall hard. I mean, you saw Jinder's ass just fly over the top rope and Ray got it.
There were some spots here that made you kind of go, all right, they like that guy. And then, all right, they like beating up on that guy. And Baron Corbin, this is the trend that he's been in for a long time now, where he's not getting those pushes for real. He's getting these false start pushes.
Fitting into the storyline that he loses in big match situations, which is not the character that you want to have in any sort of scenario.
No, not really, especially because when he does win something, people will be like, that's going to last. So I'm kind of curious what their future is for Baron Corbin. But I'm very happy to say that he at least got one thing started that was a lot of fun. That was that he hit Heath Slater with a nice clothesline during his entrance, and this became a running gag where everybody that came out afterward did something to Heath Slater. We had Elias come out, he kicks him. Surprise entrance of Andrade Cien Almas, who hits him on the way down. Bray Wyatt attacks him. Big E feeds him some pancakes, because why not? And I forget who it was, might have been Dane, might have been Eric. It was just like, so wait a minute, he's going to sit there and act like he's still beating up when the guy feeds him pancakes. It's kind of like, good point, Then we get to, and I'm going to backtrack to Thomas in a second, so don't worry about that. We get to number 10, and it's Ty Dillinger again, which made me go, oh shit, that's funny. But he gets beaten down backstage by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and Sami Zayn takes his place because despite having 2 general managers and a commissioner out there tonight, none of them cared. They were just like, it's good enough.
And I like that Kevin Owens didn't want to win the Royal Rumble. It's like this guy that fucking betrayed his best friend and stabbed him in the back over on his first night in. He's just like, yeah, you win the Rumble.
They would have been co-winners. They would have been co-winners. Kevin was hurt anyway.
Yeah, I thought that was a little strange. Did you guys like that?
I thought Ty Dillinger coming out with 10 was fucking stupid. It was like, really again? Looked like he was asking.
I kind of
Corey
liked it.
Graves actually said. Corey Graves' first thing he said was, really? Again?
I liked it. I kind of wanted it to happen again next year.
On the subject of really again, Kofi Kingston, fuck off.
It was funny.
All right, well, we talked about the pancakes. Let's bring it back up again. Kofi Kingston saves himself by stepping on Xavier Woods, and then he gets transferred over to a pancake, or, well, it was a bunch of pancakes, and that leads to him not actually having both feet on the floor, which it wasn't his best ever, I'll admit.
It's so overdone now. The fact that, I mean, they fucking redid it again in the night too. It's like, they've got a new Kofi now. Oh, it's so good. Damn awful. Stop doing the spots. It's old. It's played out. I get it. Haha, Kofi can't get eliminated.
Well, I'll give them credit for this. Kofi has had a track record of as soon as he does that, he gets eliminated immediately afterward, and they didn't quite do that this time. He stuck around a little bit longer than I thought he would.
Yeah, but they always keep that fucking trend.
Yeah, that's the case. Well, they gotta plan that, though. That's the thing, is if they botch it, then they fell and they just got eliminated anyway, you know?
I was actually hoping that Kofi would botch it this year. That'd be the year that fucking ends it.
That was the first part of it. Thought like Naomi would fuck it up and just like, oh no, it's the first time she had a chance to do this and she fucks it up. It's like,
Well, what if Kofi would have botched it by, like, all right, you stepped on the pancakes or whatever, then it's like, I got you guys, I actually stepped on a waffle.
The greatest step on the pancake is ripped in half.
But one of the biggest pops of the whole night was everybody that had paid attention to when Jinder Mahal got eliminated, that he got all the pancakes thrown at him, and a bunch of people were like, now they're throwing pancakes, sorry, fuck, you know? You get a bunch of people that, some of them are hardcore wrestling fans, some of them aren't, and the ones that are very confused about the pancakes and stuff, it becomes a lot harder to explain what wrestling is. No, see, this guy, he fed him pancakes because, I don't know, kind of thing.
It's easy. Pro wrestling's easy when he's a bad guy, he's a good guy. They don't like each other, they're gonna beat each other up. Then when you got these fuckers throwing pancakes and playing trombones, people are like, what the fuck is going on?
Like, did we change the channel? Is this still wrestling?
I mean, even the most hardcore wrestling fans can't explain why they're using pancakes in their gimmick now.
Because they want to. They don't need an explanation anymore. It's sports entertainment, damn it.
I still think they need to change it up and put some French toast out there every once in a while. It's a better alternative. Ty Dillinger was number 10. Number 11 was Sheamus, who threw Heath Slater into the ring and then immediately got eliminated by him. And he officially, I think, has the shortest amount of time if you count the whole idea of Sami Zayn and stuff. Ty Dillinger has the shortest amount of time if you don't count that kind of idea because he didn't even get a chance to go to the ring. But Sheamus did not last all that long at all. He might have lasted 2 seconds. I don't think he beats Santino's record.
It was officially 6 seconds.
6 seconds? Oh, okay, yeah. You guys think that this was done just because of the injury? Or do you think that it was actually like him going, like, wouldn't it be funny if I just did this?
It was his birthday. That's why I did it. It was Sheamus' birthday.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it was his 40th birthday, so they decided, oh, it would be really funny, but on your birthday, you just get eliminated by Heath Slater in a couple of seconds.
Oh, that must have been Vince or Triple H then backstage, just being like, you know, it'd be great. We're gonna get you something for your birthday. What is it? Oh, we're gonna get a record. I'm gonna eliminate the most amount of people? Nah, not that one. Blah, blah, blah. Xavier Woods, Paul Cruz. Entry number 14 is Shinsuke Nakamura. I had ahead of time been like, I bet you guys that Nakamura's gonna come out at 13. 13 comes by, I'm like, I guess I was wrong. 14 comes out, I'm like, god damn it. Slightly off on that one. Cesaro, Kofi Kingston, Jinder Mahal, we talked about that kind of stuff. Seth Rollins, Kofi Kingston doing his little thing.
Hang on, we do need to say one thing. Fuck you, Seth Rollins. Those tights are dreadful, you indie reject.
Oh, you only like how he's gonna burn it down.
Oh my god, those tights are so indie trash. God damn, they are terrible.
He was just raiding Kane's old attire and shrunk him.
We don't need to talk about any trash until Adam Cole comes on. So,
Whoa.
Anyway, those tights were definitely flame.
I actually thought that he was wearing a pair of Eddie Guerrero's old tights, which we saw Vicky later in the night, so maybe she did bring him a pair.
Let's see. Andrade Almas gets eliminated by Kofi Kingston. So let's talk about Andrade Cien Almas. I liked the idea that he was in this match because whether they want to justify it this way or not, him being the NXT champion, I'm okay with that being a way to explain why somebody's in the match. You are the head of that whole division, and you are the top of the game with that, and if this was like a legitimate sport, there's really no other explanation other than, yeah, you're going to pick the top guy to be in that. So I liked him being in there. I was not seeing that one coming, though, at all.
Yeah, didn't Terry wants to have sale this time, so yeah, did a good job.
Well, did you get a chance to go to see TakeOver?
I've been watching. I heard he had one of the most amazing matches ever with Johnny Gargano. So I'm sure it was a spot fest that was overrated, but I will check it out.
It actually was really, really good.
It was really...
I'm guessing my spot, no selling, okay.
you need to tell you wrong with that stuff, so.
Okay, you're always wrong.
Let's see, we had Woken Matt Hardy coming up next. He eliminated the old
That was
thing.
such bullshit. Like, I got completely, like, burned out and all that stuff. Like, it just goes to show that TNA was better than WWE.
I didn't care.
And you told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow, that's a hard thing to say.
Yeah, I'm doing the hard first line. They can't do Broken Matt Hardy right. Or Woken Matt Hardy, whatever the fuck he is.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, it has been a complete disappointment. I mean, at least it topped that 5-star classic they had on the Raw special.
Yeah, that was disappointing in certain ways. John Cena comes out, he eliminates Elias pretty much right off the bat, which we all kind of saw coming, and that's a little disappointing too. But then we get a surprise. Hurricane Helms pops up. Hey!
Fantastic.
I can see why you retired, you don't want shit.
He did, but this gives a little bit more credence to my article that I wrote up saying that he would be the potential 205 Live general manager. Possibility.
That's definitely pretty dope, I like that. By the way, I totally marked out when he came out.
That was one of the best parts of the night. That was just like, and I'm not even a big fan of the Hurricane or Gregory Helms in general. He's just like, I like him.
Well, my memories of the Hurricane that I like are the Rock insulting the Hurricane.
That's why I remember the Hurricane actually during the Rumble stuff, because he always had some sort of spot in the Rumble where he just would put his hat, like, put choke slamming or something like that, and just get thrown over by one of the top guys. He was one of the top guys.
Did you try to do that to take Hurricane one year? The Hurricane choke slam, but then it was demolished.
Well, that was the reaction of the people that knew Hurricane for watching this pay-per-view. Everybody was like, do the choke slam, do the choke slam.
I just wish one year it started actually take the ball.
Yeah, why not? Somebody
I
who's
think
like willing
somebody
to...
did.
Somebody tall guy too, like something where it'd be really funny. Like a great Khali could have done it. Baron Corbin could have, yeah, why not? Like,
Yeah, he's like, no one cares about Baron Corbin. What you can do to it?
I care about Baron Corbin.
he said sadly,
Yeah.
with his head going down. Yeah, he does not last long at all. More than Sheamus though, so credit where it's due. Aiden English pops up number 22, which I did not recognize his entrance music.
Nobody did.
Yeah, I was just like, oh shit, who's this?
On the subject of music that was broken, Cesaro's, it was just Cyrus, and then the music didn't play.
Mhm.
That was weird.
And then it's,
Oh, good, since it came out.
yeah, that's it. I think it was the Richards instead.
Oh, now they have to replace so many things of Enzo Amore with Stevie Richards, so he was supposed
Apparently, they just replaced him with Christian.
Yeah, Christian is the new Stevie Richards, so go figure.
to see that one coming.
And they're going to put a blue dot over that.
It actually says instead of Christian in the bottom corner of that little thing, it's just his blue dot. Little white text. So anything comes out, and then surprise, Adam Cole comes out. Did not see that one coming either. I figured No Way Jose would have been a potential. I really honestly thought that was going to be like a joke one to show up.
You said that NXT champion, and that makes sense. So what does the guy losing the hardcore match make sense about?
Nah, he doesn't. So people can say Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't hear people say it.
Oh yeah, they went nuts.
Yeah, they said they were in sync with him when that went off. That was loud. Alistair Black would have been a cool entrance in the Rumble.
I was thinking Velveteen Dream or Cassius, and neither one showed up.
Velveteen Dream would have been so good. With Adam Cole, this is a side note, but what the fuck are the lyrics to that song? I know Boom.
Is there lyrics? I only hear Shock the System.
Yeah, it's like they say some different things. It's like, oh, they say what up, I think at one point, and it's all kind of distorted and stuff. So it's like and whatever. It's just like what's happening? You think of shit? Like,
Well, no, they're shocking your system. You know.
that's what it's supposed to be. Because they say what up and they say boom. I figured the rest of it were lyrics, and it just I don't know. If anybody knows, drop a comment below. Tell me what the hell they're saying.
Anyone knows how small Adam Cole is on the main roster? Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was small in NXT, but man, you put him next to like a John Cena, Randy Orton type.
Yeah, man. Like I thought, when AJ showed up the first time, I was taken aback by how small he was compared to Roman and stuff. And he's bulked up since, but Adam Cole, god damn, he's gonna have to buff up.
Is he in the 205 live range?
He's gonna be.
I really don't want Adam Cole relegated to 205 Live. He'll just have to bulk up. He can do it.
Yeah,
That's when he comes up.
He's 210.
Get used to this catchphrase. 205, baby.
No.
Well, he's 210, so he has to lose 5 pounds first.
Yes.
210, baby.
Take his boots off.
It just cuts hair.
Just compare him next to Billy Baldwin the next time you compare him to somebody, though. I think they look somewhat alike. Randy Orton comes out after that. He eliminates Andrade Cien Almas. Wait, do I have that checked out?
You said Kofi. You had said Kofi.
Oh, it was Kofi Kingston was eliminated by Andrade Cien Almas. That's why I got all confused about that. Now Almas goes. So Almas ends up actually lasting quite a while. It's pretty good for him. Randy Orton.
Guy spot as well.
Yeah, he gets that RKO. That was nice.
Somebody needs to eliminate Orton's hair. What the hell is going on with him?
People are not liking his hair. The person I was talking to was like, cut it.
You know, people are saying he's just grown it back, but that doesn't look right. That looks like he's had some type of treatment done.
A lot of people don't seem to like this hair. I think it's fine.
It doesn't look normal. It's totally weird. It looks like he's had some flux in it or some shit. It's just not natural. That's what's bothering me about it.
You don't think it just happens to be a case where we got so used to him being bald that he looks strange?
Nah, I don't think so. His hair's fucked up.
Maybe he does have like some kind of
Yeah, I think
just for men type
I think
treatment.
he's got fucked headlitis devil.
I will say he looks more dad rock than ever before. Like, you know, he's just jamming to Nickelback in the car, you know?
Still though, we never call so much attention to the Undertaker. And I think if you're gonna call weird hair scenarios Undertaker when he dyes his hair and it looks like that oil slick kind of sheen to it, that's even stranger.
Review.
I think Orton's hair's fine. It's like it really matters.
This Rumble draw, the Rumble later draw attention to the Undertaker.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
I was waiting for Taker during the Rumble. I really was.
I wasn't expecting it.
I was starting to stumble down to the ring.
Well, I was starting to get a little bit confused at this point though, because at this point we're at number 25, and I was thinking to myself, right, this doesn't come out yet. We haven't seen Roman Reigns, we haven't seen potentially Daniel Bryan if that would have been the case. We haven't seen Bobby Roode, we haven't seen Mojo Rawley, because they did announce Mojo Rawley ahead of time, and I just figured he might just do double duty, that kind of thing. Especially since we had seen Cesaro, Sheamus, and Rollins at that point. I also thought Jason Jordan might be popping up, and I was like, you're running out of fucking entries. This can't be the case. And Titus O'Neil comes out at number 25. Like, all right, they haven't cut him yet.
Now, Titus, I thought was going to get jumped by Kevin Owens. I was expecting that when his music hit. I thought he was going to get jumped by Owens, and Owens went into the Rumble, and I was sadly proven wrong.
I didn't actually even think about that scenario.
The moment Titus was in the ring, I was just posting well, somebody please just eliminate Titus. He felt so out of place.
He did.
But then
Especially
Phil
towards the
came
end.
out and he's out of place too. I was like, what were you two ever say for the end?
Oh, we got after that, the Miz comes out. Miz, of course, popular as hell when it comes to Philadelphia because Philly knows cheer the bad guys. It's fun.
Isn't that hilarious though? How much he was despised back in like 2010.
Yeah, now we love them.
Considered the fucking wrestling antichrist.
Then 27, Rey Mysterio, which I admittedly I totally didn't see coming whatsoever. Not in the slightest bit. I mean, I would have called EC3, I would have called Bobby Lashley, I would have called Big Show or Big Cass returning, or almost anything. I thought Mysterio was pretty good for popping up at Impact more than anything. And first off, that's you put that aside. Even bigger, he looked damn good.
He looked
Hasn't
phenomenal.
looked that good in years. He wasn't wearing a shirt. He didn't look like he was just showing up for the paycheck. He didn't get booed.
No, they learned their lesson to not have him come out at number 30. That's one thing. Yeah, he didn't have the shirt on. He looked like he dropped I don't know how many pounds and it reverted it into muscle. He was quick. He was snapping his moves more. It was like, oh my god, it's Ray. It's actual Ray instead of
Ray finally gave a fuck.
Yes.
Ray's got this habit of getting really comfortable getting paid, going out I'm injured and sitting at home and collecting a paycheck. He did it in WCW. He did it in WWE. And when he's actually on and wanting to fucking show up for his job, he's damn good.
He's a legend, and I have talked a lot of crap about him over the years, saying that he just sucked and he was overrated. And I still think that that's the case for that time frame. I still think that Rey Mysterio sucked for years.
Because it was his own fault. He damn right sucked for years.
Yep, but he looked good as hell tonight. And if we get this Rey Mysterio going forward, give him a short-term contract. Give him that part-time type of deal. Pop him up one. Yeah, if he's able to, I mean, God, if he's able to join 205 Live, people are going to pay attention to it, you know?
That might be what's them down.
I agree.
Yeah, bring him back at the moment to put his t-shirt on, fucking fire him.
That's pretty much it.
And you know what? I'm going to say it now. Who else he should move down to 205? Finn Balor. Ray and Finn for the Cruiserweight title would definitely get people watching 205 Live.
Well, Ray right now, at least according to Wikipedia, is billed at 175. I don't know what he weighed when he was wearing that t-shirt. I'm assuming it was over 205. Of course, I say that knowing full well that I would not be able to do any of this kind of shit, so everybody that's like, oh, you're not as fucking muscular as Rey Mysterio. No, I'm not. He would kick my ass. Then, of course, though, we go from, wow, Rey Mysterio, oh shit, this is kind of fun. He eliminates Adam Cole, we're all having fun. Number 28 comes out and Roman Reigns, everybody just goes, ah, shit. We know what's happening, though. He eliminates 3 people right off the bat. Titus O'Neil, The Miz, which sucks for The Miz. He barely gets any time. He only lasted 2 people. That's it. Then Seth Rollins. And I kind of didn't care as much as I should have. Did you?
I was really happy when those tights got thrown out the ring. I was so fucking happy.
Rollins lost so much credibility as a light singles compared to you just have a tag team guy now.
I think it's the tights.
Would you like him to take those tights and burn them down?
Can Rollins go down to 205 Live?
No.
Then we went to, we've got 2 more spots left. Is it going to be Daniel Bryan? Is it going to be Undertaker? Is it going to be Goldust?
Fucking Goldust.
You know what I'm going to tell for again right here? Diesel. Oh, yeah, I've seen it before. I like Diesel.
You just had that like, ba-na-na-na. Be like, alright, cool.
I guarantee if you make Diesel edit every year, you get a bump.
Especially if Matt Striker's on commentary.
I don't care. They're not even contracting you. I don't care.
I was looking if it was like Scott Hall as well, because obviously he was at Raw 25, so just bring him on instead.
X-Pac. They all come out at the same time, and it's not even them. It's actually Bob Holly.
Hey, if it's X-Pac with that dog structure, it's just like that intro.
That's what I was going to say. X-Pac with the X-Pac. Yeah.
The X-Pac. Make some noise. Bark, bark. Number 30, though. Last chance to have any kind of surprises. Dolph Ziggler, which was admittedly a surprise to an extent.
Okay, what the fuck was on his tights?
I don't know, but he did not have the worst ring gear of the night. We'll talk about Cena later.
Then I was looking at the match between like closed, like on the hands over my eyes, just thinking, oh no, this isn't actually happening.
God, I screamed so loud. I got so excited, and within like 2 minutes he was gone, and I just felt like shit.
I didn't give a fuck when he came out. I was just like so disappointed. Why do you even exist in this match? Please just go away.
This was the epitome of his WWE career. It was essentially comes out, some people think, oh my god, they're actually going to do something. No, he's just gone immediately. It was
You know what?
half my arse off when he was thrown out.
It truly was a legitimate fucking analogy for his career. It was great.
Hard to argue there, and I love Ziggler, but yeah.
You're the only one fucking left.
I know, but you know, tonight actually made me kind of want to throw in the towel because I got so excited, and it was just, no, he's gone. You got hopes up for nothing.
Well, I'll put it this way. I will defend Ziggler in a lot of different ways. I totally will not defend the idea that he has been stagnant for a long time. And when he took this whole United States title and he threw it away and he was leaving, I really kind of thought to myself, good. He needs time off. He needs to be able to get himself situated in something else. He needs people to miss him. And he needs WWE to want him back. And maybe that'll work out. Pops up at number 30. And I, honestly, instead of being super duper happy about it, I was sitting there thinking to myself, crap, you're throwing it away. He needed to stay away so much longer.
He needs to go to NXT or go away to a promotion where we can forget about it for a long time.
He needs to go to New Japan.
Yeah.
New Japan might be good for him.
He needs the indies. He needs that Drew McIntyre run on the indies where he leaves the system so people magically get behind him again and care about him.
Comes back, he wrestles some guy NXT on all this and tears his MCL because he gets hung up weirdly on the rope. Picture of him. Prick.
I feel like he missed his boat really for that. He should have done that like 2-3 years ago.
The New Japan thing, yeah, I was thinking he might need to do that about 3 years ago. He might still be able to salvage something in NXT.
See, I think Jericho popping up and doing what he did, I think that gave this another boost. I think if he does this now and Wrestle Kingdom ends up having a Dolph Ziggler match, that'll be really good for him. But
Jericho was
back up. He was, but Ziggler's still a big name. I mean, Cody Rhodes came out into this whole mix and people were like, Cody's the next second coming. And Ziggler has had more success in his career than Cody, you know? So I think that it's better for him to leave. But now that he's in the Royal Rumble, it makes it seem like he's just going to be back on SmackDown Tuesday, and I kind of don't care to see what the next feud is. Is he going to start feuding with Bobby Roode? Well, then why did they do this whole thing to begin with, you know?
He's going to get a 7-man ladder match for the United
Oh,
States
please,
Championship,
no,
and it's
no,
going to be fucking trash.
I don't want it again. I want the clusterfuck ladder match at WrestleMania again. Give that to the women. Be historic there.
You know what? In fairness, yeah, fuck him.
Well, that would have happened if we wouldn't have gotten this stuff at the end of the night, because it would have been like Ruby Riott versus Charlotte versus Becky versus Naomi versus Carmella versus Natalya. So the Final Four of this men's Royal Rumble lasted a hell of a long time. This might have been the longest Final Four that we've ever had.
Before you go to the Final Four, the Final Six had this like really cool stare down where
That's true.
John and Ray and Randy kind of grouped together, and the 3 newer guys of Roman, Finn, and Shinsuke, and they all just stared down before just starting to brawl all over the ring. I really like that spot.
But what's funny about that, though, was out of all the pairings that they did, they were like, hey, Ray, you go fight Roman. The smallest guy and the biggest guy.
Well, yeah, John went after Finn for some reason. It's so weird.
It's like that. No, that should have been like Randy and Roman, John and Nakamura, and Finn and Ray, and instead it was just like, it's the middle of the
That's
fight.
my wrestling going to drop the minute for this shit.
Oh yeah, I saw that because they were doing that towards the end where he was saying off that spot. I said, no, Cena's not taking that bump again. Sure. Yeah.
Well, we had the Final Four, and I believe I got the Final Four correct out of my predictions. I don't remember for sure if I had written down Balor or Bryan. That might be the difference maker.
You did write down Brian, because I think you were expecting Daniel.
If that's the case, it's going to piss me off, because I had Balor/Bryan, and I must have made some kind of a call at the last minute for that. But
His concussions are only allowed in professional football and not professional wrestling.
yeah, sadly. And he couldn't even come out and do anything with the WWE Championship match either, so he can't even do that anymore. But we get down to Cena eliminates Finn Balor, then Cena gets eliminated by Nakamura, and we get Roman Reigns Nakamura. And at this point, you know this is either going to end one of 2 ways. The crowd is loving Nakamura. Either they made the right decision, or he eliminates, Roman Reigns eliminates him, and we get the whole rest of the pay-per-view is just people going nuts. Sorry.
It was 50, once it was down to the final four, I was like, well, 50 chance the fans are going to fucking hate the show.
Yep.
Even if Cena would have just gone, so it had to be Nakamura or Balor. So thank God they made the right decision.
To be honest, I kind of thought that they were going to go with Balor Nakamura for the final 2. And that way it's like, well, no matter what, we're going to be happy kind of thing.
Yeah, I was a little sad to see John help Finn get over by getting him over the ropes, because I really wanted Finn and Shinsuke. But there was the little part of me that wanted to see John and Roman be the final 2 just so that the place would burn down. Fuck the women's rumble, fuck the Brock match, just, nope. We want anarchy.
Well, we did get a chant of you both suck.
We got it twice. For the second time. There was one spot where John, this is the closest to John being a heel that you're going to get. After they throw out Finn, John and Roman just start beating the hell out of Nakamura together, and it was like, wow, this is pretty much John being a heel.
But this is Vince McMahon saying, you'll like it, damn it.
And see, I knew somebody, not lackluster, because Nakamura was a whole lot better than what I was expecting, but I knew somebody they didn't have a lot of faith in was going to go over because it was on in the middle of the show. So that's why I thought Balor or Ziggler, and when we got to Nakamura Roman, I just kind of thought, well, Brock is here, Roman and Brock can just go the obvious route, and then obviously Shinsuke threw Roman over, and I breathed a sigh of relief because they didn't screw up Philly yet again.
I looked at John and I just went, all I want for my birthday is a Rumble days. I fucking hated this year. And I got it, so I was happy at that final moment. But now I wonder if Nakamura's got enough momentum. Sure, the Rumble's a great match win, but losing to Jinder all those times, Jesus, it was a huge setback.
He doesn't have enough momentum, but Styles does. And you also got to take into account, even though they keep repeating over and over, you're going to main event WrestleMania. This is nowhere near the main event. This is going to be
Ronda Rousey is main eventing WrestleMania, guys.
I've got a feeling that's the case. Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm still thinking it's John Cena Undertaker.
If that happens, then yeah, you'd probably put that last.
But why would they do that now when they could have done it at any point over the last 10 years?
The only person I see headlining over Ronda contractually is Lesnar.
Lesnar reigns is the other thing too.
Well, Lesnar didn't headline over her tonight, so.
Yeah, but who cares? That's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but he's okay.
Well, so we got at the end of this, Nakamura told Renee Young who he was going to challenge. Wego, you want to tell us who he's challenging?
So like, the final two for this match, I think like one thing that made this Royal Rumble one of the best ones I've seen recently was you could feel the tension in the audience because there seemed like a genuine fear that they were going to give Roman Reigns the win. Like,
That's done right compared to some other years where it's been like, oh shit, Del Rio's going to win. Oh wait, we got Santino left. Come on, Santino. We just don't want fucking Del Rio. Where in 2015 where it was, oh my god, Rusev is still left. We just don't want Roman Reigns. This was more so, come on, just give it to Nakamura, please.
yeah.
And they let it linger, too. Like, you really didn't know.
It's like every time that Roman hit like a spear or a big move, the crowd just died because it was like, oh my god, it's actually going to happen. Rather than people booing or cheering, they were just like almost stunned into silence.
What if Roman would have just gone off script and actually eliminated him and been like, fuck you. I'm the main event, goddammit. It's my Royal Rumble now.
And then he picks up the Michael and shouts out he's drug dealer.
Following that, we had another Royal Rumble of sorts, the Colonel Rumble. Ric Flair the Colonel Sanders. That's where you got to see Rizongo and a couple other people tonight.
And Rusev was winning the Rumble.
Rusev like so much for that Colonel. Royal Rumble. That was awesome.
That was strange. But hey, it's Ric Flair.
It's Fried Chicken Day.
Don't tell more about it in the tech match.
Just think that's going to be Ric Flair's last ever match.
It's just like 92. But that did not give any kind of a boost for this because, man, following that, you get the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins losing to the Bar, new tag team champions. The crowd could not have given a shit if you had paid them all $1,000.
And TNA and Strad. Yeah, that crowd was dead. And what Jason Jordan did in the match didn't help.
So this is kind of how I'm approaching this. The story of the match was Jason Jordan's not pulling his weight, and we should boo him. Does that work for you guys? Because I didn't care about this at all, and I really don't think that Jason Jordan deserves the hate that he gets all the time.
No, interesting. He played on the freaking concussion angle a little bit there.
And it was the most basic spot, too. He hit his, like, chest or shoulder first into the LED board, and they kind of sold it like it was a head bump. And he was just out of it the entire match. It was just stupid. Rollins worked a handicap match against the Bar, and it made people care about Rollins even less. I hate this whole thing with Jason Jordan. It needs to stop.
Well, at least Seth lost again, which was good because he wore those stupid fucking tights.
Yeah, you need to let go.
No, I don't need to let it go. He needs to regret his decision. This is worse than the freaking, that stupid, ugly, metallic freaking outfit that he wore one time. I remember it was terrible too.
The gold at WrestleMania?
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ.
Would it be better if he merged his pants with Zack Ryder's old pants and he only had one?
Hey, man, you know what? You just reminded me of someone I hate even more. You're right, Seth.
They put Jordan as if like getting a concussion during a match makes him a pussy, which is a dangerous line to tread.
Especially when you're not letting somebody work because of that.
Yes.
Well, they gotta get you ready for Ronda Rousey. She takes legitimate punches to the face, and she keeps going, so they gotta, build you up.
What if they did this because they were like, a lot of people want Daniel Bryan to be on this? How about let's do something where we talk about how if you have a concussion, you're a pussy. And we won't let you work a match if that's the case. They just like pointed Bryan backstage or this whole thing.
So I thought the match itself was like it was a decent story in itself, like Jason Jordan not being able to like fight back after being taken out and not being able to help his partner in any situation or not even attempting to help his partner. I think the match just went on too long. You can only beat up like one guy for so long and it starts to get a little bit phony.
I didn't care about the length of it. I just don't care about this at all. Like, I did not like the idea of Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins winning those titles to begin with, and now that we just reverted back to the status quo, why bother doing that in the first place? I don't like that whole, like, you and you don't like each other, and you're going to team up, and you're going to win the titles, and how are you going to get along? And then right after it, go, you're not. Like, okay, well, then the whole point was just that they didn't. So why couldn't they have just lost their match to the Bar anyway?
Jason's just being a boss. I just want him to start an abusive father angle. It's going to keep coming.
Well, this is what ties into what match we were talking about earlier, the Revival and the Balor Club, or the Brothers, or whatever. A couple weeks ago, I was thinking to myself, the Bar, they're so much better than I had given them credit for originally, and if Sheamus is able to go, I would be totally cool with seeing the Bar versus the Revival versus the Balor Club and have this triple threat, hardcore type of match at WrestleMania. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know what to do anymore now with this. Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins cannot win these titles back.
What about Kurt and Jordan?
Yeah, that's the thing. What do you do with these whole things? Because, well, like, let's look at the Bar. The Bar are the tag champs right now. They're going to have to either lose them back to Jordan and Rollins on Raw, which I really want to see that's the case, or at
I think they've figured out that was wrong, and that's why that got corrected.
Probably. But they need something going forward. If we don't get the Raw tag team titles at WrestleMania, it'll feel a little bit weird, but it's going to be a pre-show match. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's just like the Bar and Gallows and Anderson and Revival, yeah, it's going to be a pre-show. And this is all leading down, whether we like it or not, it's leading to Seth Rollins versus Jason Jordan at WrestleMania. It's going to be
not.
See,
I don't know.
I don't know about
That's the
that.
long run.
Oh, 100% that's the long run.
You're not sure it's just not a throwaway Fastlane match?
That's the thing I'm hoping. I'm hoping that that's just a Fastlane match and that leads to something else. Whether it's
I don't know what else you do with Rollins at WrestleMania at this point.
Like, right now, a lot of people have, no idea where they're going at WrestleMania.
I mean, Rollins is Dean Ambrose. I mean, we don't know what he's doing if he's even healthy. Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy, I imagine, are going to get wrapped up with their feud soon.
Finn Balor's got no opponent for Mania right now.
Yeah, well, that is where things get a little strange. Finn Balor is somebody that I think that, based off of his performance tonight, they need to figure out something decent for him to do. And he might be teaming up with the other two members of the Balor Club. And if you do something like that, then we can get some kind of 3-on-3 sort of scenario or whatever. But you can't do Rollins and Ambrose and Reigns. And you can't do Rollins and Jordan and somebody because that's not a trifecta. And you can't do the Bar and one random extra person unless they bring somebody into the mix. But Jordan and Rollins on their own, talk about a pre-show match if you need one. That's not...
Maybe we're looking at this wrong, and the Jason Jordan story is not going to pay off at WrestleMania. Maybe it pays off later down the line, and Jason Jordan's just one member of the 30-man Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Well, that's where I was going
Yeah.
with Balor. Like, Balor wins the Battle Royal because he's an extraordinary man that can do extraordinary things. I don't know.
Rollins, though, could be a potential person for that, too. If he doesn't have anything else better to do, what else has he got? I mean, maybe Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental title if Braun Strowman isn't doing something else?
That's what I was thinking for Balor. Maybe Balor Miz.
I don't know where I read this, but is The Miz missing Mania?
No, he's apparently got a big match at WrestleMania. Like he's going to have one on the top.
I heard was having
Maurice. Yeah, Maurice is expecting around that time. I think it's supposed to be April 6th is her due day. So
Well,
that's sort of one of those things where it's like, well, you never know. I mean, people end up being late, people end up being early.
You also got to wonder what about his complications. Like,
Yeah.
this seems weird to try to miss that crucial spot, but
And if you are going to screw over somebody like a Braun Strowman, have some kind of match booked for WrestleMania, and The Miz isn't able to show up, what do you do with a Braun Strowman, You got to put him on the spot.
They made it really clear that Braun isn't done with Lesnar and that he's really not human and he'll have a big spot at Mania even if it's not with The Miz.
I assume it's with Triple H.
Well, that's another thing too. Is it Braun Strowman Triple H? If that's the case, that opens up Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle to fight each other.
But not more of the Jordan's team again to get right against the bar.
But do we really put these guys in matches just to put the part-timers in matches? You know what I mean?
Yep, and they do.
At this point, yes.
And this, when you talk about all these matches, you're talking about a 15-match card at this rate, and there's no way they're going to put that many matches in for WrestleMania.
Dude, it's a 7-hour show.
It's not that fucking shows, dude. It's that fucking all day extravaganza now.
They did 14, I think, last year was the no.
Yeah.
Honestly, they don't fit as many matches as they could fit on that card. Have you seen what New Japan does? They could do about 9 or so. They could do about 24 matches if they wanted to. I'm not saying they should, but WrestleMania's got way more room than they need.
And I would say with the New Japan stuff, at least New Japan do it well.
If WWE didn't want to focus so goddamn much on video packages and recaps, they could cut almost at 2 hours of a pay-per-view.
You know, I wouldn't mind WrestleMania being so long as much and all these events being long. They fucking just started the event once the arenas were full.
Or yeah, just let people in ahead of time. Just go, okay, the pre-show starts at 5. We are going to start letting people in at 4:45. Is that hard? You know? And if you go, well, there's some kind of law, you know, we can't let people in until it reaches 5 o'clock on the dot. Okay, let them in. But let them in from, like, the sides that you can. Instead of, like, we're going to let, like, this portion in, whatever, and then at 5:06 we're going to do, like, the first match or something, you know? Don't make that mistake.
We'll just have a 20 fucking billion-hour show.
Could do that, too. Yeah. We do that.
And the only thing I would say that New Japan does better than Mania is they get way too wrapped up in celebrities when it comes to WrestleMania, and it's like, oh, Kid Rock's going to have a 2-hour performance. And
He'll play Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan to the ring.
hey, Maria Menounos is talking to the Make-A-Wish kids. Here we go, WrestleMania.
Yeah, fairness to her, she got booed tonight. That's bullshit. She's a legit fan.
What are we doing her for? Just
They
because she's
were for existing. Like,
Yeah, she was just like, and you heard her going, I know. No, she actually does legit get it. No.
yeah, she literally said it. I get it. I know.
But she can literally recite Dusty Rhodes' hard time speech.
Yeah,
I
she's a Hall of Famer.
I guarantee not one fucker in that audience can do so.
She's a future Hall of Famer. It sounds crazy to say. She is a future Hall of Famer. She will go to the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah, I think it's kind of bullshit how the fans treat her. Maybe they're just not educated to who watch. But she's not one of these trick celebrities that they just pull out every now and again.
Yeah, but they shit on her when she inducted back when. They just shit on her for existing. Wrestling fans aren't the greatest at all times.
They want to shit on Machine Gun Kelly. I like Machine Gun Kelly. That's fine. I get it. But when they don't like people that are outside their bubble. There's a few of them that they're too far with it, but not going to there.
None of them appreciate her from her Channel 1 days. Just, I remember looking at that in middle school and stuff and just being like, it's pretty hot. And then a bunch of years later, it was like, oh, the Maria Menounos chick's pretty hot. From Channel 1. Wait, oh my god, that's like, what? Yeah, so the whole idea with this Raw Tag Team title match, snooze, really was a downer in a lot of ways. And I was at this point going, oh shit, they need to have this next match for that Universal Championship. This needs to do something fun, because if they don't get that, and they have a boring, upset crowd going into the Women's Royal Rumble, that is not going to be good. Thankfully, though, the Triple Threat match did have some good spots enough to it. Some botches, though, along the way. Brock Lesnar successfully retains his title by cutting Kane, which everybody saw coming from a mile away. One thing I didn't see coming from a mile away, Kane just very casually pushing Braun Strowman through a table. Yeah, that was the worst spot of the entire night. That was so unenthusiastic and just the lamest thing I had seen in a long time.
They just couldn't even cover that shit. They tried, but that was bad.
Just like Braun put his own head through the table.
I'm just trying to explain it. It's like, fucking, I think we just ran through it.
I'm curious what they would have ended up actually having in that spot, because they didn't really do anything after that. It was super,
No, it would have been that. It just should have been more, force. Like, I want to let you do this.
What was that?
I was like, this match was weird.
This is one of the rare occasions for a clown match. I don't know if I like that or not.
I ended up giving it a highlight in my Bleacher Report thing, because I had written a low point right before that, and I felt like I needed to write a highlight. And I didn't like it, but I didn't hate it. It was, this is the way that I explained a little bit of it. I went into this match not expecting anything other than it'd be kind of fun to see these guys fight each other a little bit, and we know that Brock Lesnar was winning. And once I got that out of my system, and I wasn't expecting anything to happen with Braun Strowman, it was virtually, as long as they keep Braun Strowman looking strong, I'll be okay with this. And they did.
You see, I'm actually on a different boat with that. They need to pull the trigger with Braun very soon.
Yeah, he should have won.
They are overbooked. I don't necessarily agree should have won this match, but generally speaking, they need to pull the trigger soon. Or they may have needed 2 months ago. They're overbooking him every single match because they have to. Because as much as we like Braun, he does have flaws. He has flaws in the ring, he has flaws in his character, and you have to book a guy like that very smart when you expose them. Well, the issue is every fucking match with Braun Strowman now is some type of hardcore mess. It's not matches, they're just spots. It's just not doing anything for me.
It's coming a lot of the Brock Lesnar special almost as well, because obviously he's now famed for having these matches which are like 10 minutes, just hit your finisher, hit one big move, hit a German suplex, and then all heads are finished. I'm not saying it's bad, it definitely has exciting moments with it, but you can only do that so many times, and that seems to have been every match he's had since winning the Universal Championship.
Yeah, they've been short. They've been, let me try to do a whole lot of stuff in a short amount of time, and then hit my F5, and that's it. And sometimes that can be kind of fun, but after a while, it is getting kind of tiresome, and it's even more tiresome in my point of view when you go, okay, he's sitting there posing, and he might as well just yell out to the fans, I'm holding this for Roman.
Like, I think we've all pretty much could say we've seen a Brock Lesnar and or a Braun Strowman match similar to this before.
Yeah.
Well, regarding Braun, they're keeping him ready for as soon as Lesnar goes away and Braun gets the title at some B show, because, now we have to have a Universal title match every month after not having a full-time champion. So I'm sure he's going to be a 4-time champion by the end of this year. And I'm sure he'll trade that belt with Roman, all those 4 times. But the match I thought was fun. They made me laugh every time they came in with a chair shot, because the camera would not pan over to them. They would just, wildly come in with a chair and, start swinging. I thought that was funny. I thought Kane getting F5'd on the table and it not breaking.
And then collapsing after he was just sitting on it.
Yeah, Kane is too fat. That's okay. He's going to be mayor of Tennessee. Or maybe GM of 205 Live. I don't know. Yeah, I had fun with it, especially after that goddamn Raw tag title match.
So, we talked a little bit a minute ago about what do you do with Braun Strowman at WrestleMania, what do you do with Brock Lesnar, whatever. Can we all assume Kane's not wrestling at WrestleMania?
Andre the Joy Ballard.
Yeah.
That's at best. Which, it's fine for him to lose this match if that's the case,
With Braun, I can't really see too many options. You've got Triple H potential with that, but you don't know whether they're actually going to go in on that or not. It depends on what Triple H wants to do at WrestleMania, if they want to carry on that story. You go with where the rumours have been lying, which is that he's going to be fighting the Miz for the Intercontinental Championship, or you put him in the Andre Battle Royal and he has to win it.
Yeah, and that's so underwhelming if that's the case too.
Yeah. Well, all of those options are pretty underwhelming. I don't want to see Triple H in 2018 fight a big bad Braun Strowman.
You know what would probably work if you wrestled Mark Henry and Henry fell him.
Beat him more, perhaps?
Well, that's another thing too. Is what do you do if Brock Lesnar leaves, which we don't know if that's going to be the case or not. And there's also the discrepancy: does he leave after WrestleMania, or does he extend his contract into the summer and leave around SummerSlam? Who do you pair up with these people in the next future? Is it against Braun Strowman versus a Bobby Lashley? Is it Braun Strowman versus Killian Dane to give him a big push in the future as the next Braun Strowman kind of a thing? Because there's not many people that Braun Strowman hasn't already fought yet. Samoa Joe is the only one I can think of that's going to make something that's worthwhile. Can't do Undertaker.
He was Big Show again.
Yeah, can't do that anymore.
The issue is he's had so many goddamn matches with Reigns, who's one of their biggest guys.
Yep.
The feud is so overdone. I guess he just moved him to SmackDown and making the face there.
That's true. You could move him. Don't count out that match with The Undertaker because you never know with old Big Mark from Texas there. He might just decide.
Henry?
I'm sorry, I'm over it. Full, no,
You mean the upcoming general manager, Mark Henry?
Oh, yeah. They're going to fight in a 205 Live special.
Hey, if he's going to win that 7 suit, he could be the GM.
Well, we will find out more information about that kind of stuff when it comes over the next couple of weeks, even probably tonight on Monday Night Raw and tomorrow on SmackDown. But the final match that we had for tonight was the 30-woman Royal Rumble match, first ever women's Royal Rumble match. And we start off with 2 of the 4 horsewomen, Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch, getting into a couple other people here, Sarah Logan, Mandy Rose. Surprise, surprise, number 5 ends up being Alita. And I'm going to skip right to something towards the end here, but our eventual elimination from Alita comes at between number 7 and number 8. Do you guys think that they missed an opportunity to have Alita Trish stare down, or would that have just been like, oh, we get it, it's nostalgia?
What do you mean? The whole fucking match was we get it, it's nostalgia. They absolutely missed a chance. I mean, Lita did phenomenal for what she did, but yeah, they totally missed the boat.
I think they did a reasonably good job of mixing in the nostalgia with established stars. So when they had the Natalia and Beth Phoenix reunion, or Mickey James and Trish Stratus staring down, at least it was one person who was an active member of the roster who was involved in that stare down. So I think the Trish Lita thing, you could skip past that.
Yeah, for the Trish and Lita being done so many times, it's so unnecessary at this point. I guess you would get the nostalgia part, but I mean, their entire career was based on each other.
I don't really think that I miss it, but I can understand other people being upset. That's kind of where I lay.
I mean, I watched them grow and fight together, and then I watched them say goodbye on TV. I've lived and said goodbye to the story. I don't need to. I had a closing chapter.
And we know that they're friends, so it's not like, oh, they're enemies, that kind of thing.
I watched them both retire, so no need. I'm fine with it.
I was shocked though right after that when there isn't too much going on. Mandy Rose had gotten eliminated by Alita, and by Alita, I don't know why I said Alita. Entry number 6 ends up being Kairi Sane, which I thought was a big surprise. And for the people that were not familiar with her, these are the comments that had gotten thrown out there. One was, who's Chun-Li? Which I was like, it's a little racist.
It's super racist.
One was, wait a minute, they've got Final Fantasy characters in WWE now?
Oh, I call it the anime player girl. I love it.
Yeah, and then, but within a minute, almost everybody was like, okay, I want her to win. And I'm like, yeah, Kairi Sane's actually pretty good, you know?
Yeah, it's just some adorable Japanese chick with a freaking steering wheel for a boat. It's fucking awesome.
Well, then the other comment was, oh, look, it's good looking Asuka. I feel bad for that, because Asuka twice now was voted to be taken out of the Sexy Superstars tournament before I started. Yeah, it's going to be kind of interesting. We have more women this year, so there's going to be more people that don't make it. But
by the way, if Kairi Sane and both Asuka get voted out, then I can say my theory about the fucking hating Asians is true.
That has to be the case. But if you want to talk about people that don't do good on that kind of thing, number 7 was Tamina. And she did not do well on this either. She got eliminated right off the bat.
Oh, that's so bad. I'm trying to figure out, how does Tamina hate Asians?
I don't know, she might. I've never talked to her before.
She looks big. I should probably put that as I left the comment in the next and Nia Jax let herself go.
Oh, actually, I didn't even realise that. Wow, that is actually big for you. Well done.
Yeah, I have my moments.
I thought we were going to go the whole Undertaker, Shawn Michaels Devil was Demon rather than White Black had Nia versus Tamina face up.
Well, yeah, what was up with that ring gear?
It looked like shit. It really looked like shit.
That was a combination of something that Shawn Michaels would have worn, plus the straight jacket that R-Truth was wearing for a little bit, and something that's rejected from Nakamura's closet with the whole Michael Jackson angle. That didn't look good at all. I don't know what they were thinking with that. At least she got eliminated pretty quick though. That's one good thing.
I think she was the shortest amount of time. I can't be entirely certain because they haven't updated times a lot. But it seemed like she was there for the shortest amount.
We still don't have an official shortest time. We have all of them for the men right now. Sheamus is technically listed as that. Actually, Hurricane Helm's number 2. Heath Slater number 3 with 34 seconds. Baron Corbin lasted under a minute. But we don't have the numbers for the women's yet. All we have is number 1 and number 2. And I'm assuming that nobody broke that because I don't remember anybody else getting eliminated before the next number had come up except for Vicky Guerrero, which she came out number 16, was eliminated by a bunch of people and stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. But oddly, entry number 7, Dana Brooke. Not only does she last longer than what
She throws out Kairi Sane like a bitch.
Yeah, she eliminated Kairi Sane. She lasted a full extra person. And I didn't get to see who eliminated her, but it might have been number 9, which was Tori Wilson.
It was Tori Wilson because I made the comment of, oh my god, Tori Wilson's my favorite wrestler.
You want to talk about, I hate to reduce it to this kind of talk, but we were just making fun of Tamina. You want to talk about somebody in white who pulls it off and looks fucking fantastic. Tori Wilson, man.
Why didn't she age? More than she did.
I don't understand it. Whatever she has done, more people need it. Including myself for that matter.
Well, she ended up getting into fitness, didn't she? And it shows, and she looks like Kelly actually in shape and, looking good.
Well, Tori, one thing that she didn't really improve on is her wrestling skills.
She was all that bad, to be honest, compared to some of the fuckers we had come down.
No, she wasn't the worst, that's for sure. But
she her era didn't emphasize wrestling, so,
she was never a wrestler. She was always eye candy, and she did more than what I was expecting her to do.
This was around about the point in the match where I started noticing the Stephanie McMahon, who was obviously on commentary.
I was just
literally, almost, you felt like she had Cole and Corey Graves by the nuts.
And you did not like being out there.
Yeah, every time they said something that could be slightly misconstrued, she just tugged it and saying, all right, well, we're actually making history right now, so stop talking.
What happened with that? Because I mean, too many people talking and stuff, I couldn't hear commentators.
She was anytime they said something which would be seen as slightly sexist or slightly talking about women, the way women looked or the way they were doing something slightly wrong almost, or they weren't experienced in the Royal Rumble situation, she was like, well, they're making history and this is a really important match, so just shut up for a second.
And she was robotic, man. For someone, I really thought she was going to bring some intensity, and she just was like, look at her go. Oh boy, they're making history, guys.
Hey, that's entirely fair. She was fine when she had bouncer backwards and forwards with the commentators, but when she's just trying to do play-by-play, which isn't her fucking job.
Right. Well, commentary in general isn't even her job. Let alone the hardest job of the bunch, which is to actually play-by-play.
Don't tell me who's trying to eliminate people. You have someone for that fucking job.
Well, she didn't need to be out there, period,
I don't want to add her commentary to it, but let the guys do their job.
Do you guys think that it was a mistake not having her actually pop up in the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have had a Vince moment where she would have been like, I'm the best fucking woman, and then who got eliminated by Cool Boy the Divas. It would have been awesome.
I was kind of expecting her to potentially get the shortest amount of time because I thought maybe she would want to be the one that falls on the sword. Just sort of like, wouldn't it be great if they all eliminate me because I'm the one that, like, if they're going to make fun of somebody, at least they'll make fun of me.
I mean, that would have been great if she got eliminated by Vicky.
Well, I was gonna say they would have done that, but they had Vicky to be the comedy foil, like they always treated her.
Well, she wouldn't even last the shortest amount of time, though. It seems like Tamina did.
Yeah, that's Tamina. But, I mean, when I saw Stephanie come out wearing what she was wearing, I thought that's not why she's getting in the ring, because it looked like she could have fallen out at the top at any point if that would happen.
I kind of thought she might have had something underneath there, like a singlet type thing, so I didn't roll it out yet.
Well, we're gonna talk a little bit more about the end, but I gotta say, I hate this thing with Stephanie, where when she's interacting with the Kurt Angle and with the men, she's a bitch, right? That's her thing. She's the head bitch. She's proud of it. She loves being a bitch. All that. As soon as she deals with the women, it's like, hi everybody, I love the fans so much. Thank you all for coming, and I'm so happy and blessed to be here. And we saw that the whole way through, and then when Ronda gets out there, she gets into this death glare and she instantly back to being a bitch, and I'm just so confused by Stephanie McMahon tonight.
Well, we'll definitely talk about how confusing that ending was. We got Tony DeVille and Morgan. Molly Holly pops up, immediately gets a response of just kind of like, oh, that's right, look at that kind of thing. What do you guys think about Molly Holly? She took a bad spill at Lyra back.
Now.
And when she got dropped, I just went, ow.
And damn, she did the Molly go around, and I thought she knocked Sasha Banks out cold. Like, I really enjoyed one thing about this match was the Four Horsewomen kept posting up for all of their idols and the girls that preceded them to like hit all their big spots. I appreciated that. A lot of fun.
I thought it was kind of funny that she was adamant on social media, just like, nah, they didn't call me and stuff. And it's like, you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling a single person. No, I'm not going to be there. No, they never called me. It's a shame. I would have done it. Wink, wink.
Rule of thumb, if people are asking if you're going to be there, the best thing you can do is say nothing.
Yep. Yeah, because the people that don't show up are the ones that say nothing. The ones that say I'm not showing up. Lita went out of her way to be like, oh, I guess that they didn't invite me for the Raw thing, whatever. Like, kind of brought out some speculation there. But Trish didn't say anything. And the people that didn't show up for this, that could have potentially showed up, didn't say anything. You know, well,
Something about Trish. It seemed like everybody thought Ronda was going to come out, and then when Trish came out, there was a bit of deflation in the air.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's number 30. I think at this point, number 30, if you've got multiple options, people are always going to be like, a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, Trish is like a perfect number 30. I mean, being realistic, we're going, all right, guys, we're going to put together a women's Royal Rumble who would be a big name at number 30. Trish Stratus, obviously. But I just think people had it in their heads that we're definitely in Ronda.
That's the thing is, there is no person who would have been better for number 30, other than Ronda Rousey.
It's because of the damn placement of the match. It became like, okay, we got to get Ronda. I began to wonder when Trish was 30 if we were going to get Trish announcing that she was going to fight Charlotte, and they're going to try to pitch that as the big. Yeah,
Actually, I don't think they would have chanced for Ronda if that didn't main event.
Yeah, they wouldn't. You know, it became like, okay, we have to get Ronda now, right? And nobody could have foreseen actually getting her in the way that we did because it just was very confusing.
Well, number 13 was Lana, who had a massive pop, and I'll come back to Lana in a second because number 14 was Michelle McCool. Not the biggest pop, but this is where I started to notice this trend that had carried on for different things. I know people can complain about this, and I think that there's at least some legitimacy to it. But I do want to preface this by saying I think that people get butthurt over way too many things nowadays. Lana comes out, she gets one of the biggest reactions of the night for Rusev Day. Michelle McCool comes out, gets one of the biggest reactions. What's going on if you count people chanting for the Undertaker? This kind of continued on with this idea of rooting for the people in other kind of ways, and with all twins ended up being another one of those. And the first thing I want to ask you guys about Lana, what did you guys think about her position here? Do you think that she did a good enough job being somebody who hasn't been doing a whole lot in here? She only lasted a little bit of time.
Yeah, she did great. I didn't find any problem with what she did.
She's
Michelle
fine.
McCool? Go ahead. I'm interrupting.
She's fine. She's rather inconsequential, but she wear her fucking hair down.
Yeah, didn't really. I never really liked the hair up.
I think given what she was like tasked to do, she couldn't really fuck it up.
No, she had a couple kids.
There's an episode of The Simpsons where Homer's making noises like Lisa's saxophone when it's being run over, and it's just like making really loud, obnoxious noises, and that's what Lana's thing sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So ridiculous. They're gonna change that.
I do like that analogy because he's like, yeah, you're really hitting it.
You don't know about good.
Okay, maybe this isn't the best topic to dive into, but do you think that the girls getting chance for their respective husbands and fiancés and whatever, is that not just more proof that, yes, I'm glad that we no longer have bra panties matches, but the men are still the draw, period.
Well, it's still the draw right now, but here's the thing. This is where this argument's going to come from about the husband's name getting chanted out. People are going to say it's disrespectful to the women. Here's my counterpoint to that. If Cody Rhodes was in a match and people started chanting Dusty, would it be disrespectful?
That's a good point.
Now,
To me it would be, but I'm not like most when it comes to that.
You're not like most when it comes to something like that.
it's just like, if it's a scenario where someone's chanting for a generator, like, someone chants Mr. Perfect versus Curtis Axel, I'm going to do that because I'm going to during a Curtis Axel match, but it's besides the point.
I did.
Cool, good beer.
Says the guy who said, Baron Corbin. You're not helping your case right now.
No, like, I can understand why some people would get offended by it, but I think if you are offended by it, you're looking for a reason to be offended.
That's another kind of scenario, I think, because I can understand people going, well, why aren't they chanting for Michelle McCool? Why are they chanting for The Undertaker? He's not even here tonight. Yet, it's still a positive, and what would you rather have? Would you rather have, oh, Rusev Day, like, Rusev Day, hey, Lana Day, whatever, people will be chanting like that kind of thing? Or would you rather have people go, this is boring, or, we want Randy Savage, or like some kind of shit like that? Like,
Thank God that stopped, by the way, that stupid trend.
well, we could have easily gotten a CM Punk chant in here if people would have not been receptive to it. We could have easily gotten people just leaving because this is the main event.
Yeah.
But people
All I can
supported
say is nobody chanted the husband's name out of disrespect.
No.
I don't think anybody
I don't think
intended to go, fuck Chantaker because fuck Michelle McCool.
They chanted it because her husband is very popular, and that's nothing to be ashamed of.
But the only argument I'll give to that disrespect thing is they did not chant Edge for Beth Phoenix. They chanted for Beth because they respect Beth, and Beth has, built her credibility in the ring.
Well, there you go. Well, you can also say that those girls deserve to do enough in their careers personally to get over enough to have their names chanted for. And if that's something they don't like and people get offended by, well,
go back in time.
well, there's plenty of other fucking wrestlers that are male that point to their pillows every night because they weren't over.
Nobody ever chants for Bam Neely.
Oh my God, I remember.
Do you like him too?
No, I hate Bam Neely.
I always tend to think of him as like my go-to
That's
example.
your go-to guy out of like fucking rejects, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is, because I remember at the time there was Bam Neely, Ricky Ortiz, Eric Escobar, all these people that I hated. And the Bam Neely name really stood out to me. It's just like, this guy looks like a doofus. He's on ECW. He's not even winning, and he's supposed to be the bodyguard of Chavo. And I just, like, I know immediately off the bat, this dude is getting released in a year. So, and it was, I don't know, like 6 months or so, he got canned. And it was just like, yeah, take that, Bam fucking Neely. And he didn't even go to anywhere, become anything else. At least, like, Ricky Ortiz married to Layla. You know, he got something out of it.
You know, you said they didn't chant it first when Beth Phoenix was out. At least they didn't chant it when Layla was out.
Yeah. But she did have to resort to using Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy's move. So.
Yeah. We talked about, obviously, Michelle McCool entry. She obviously didn't just get the Undertaker chance, she also got the Undertaker rub.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, she got pushed by Old Man Taker.
Yeah, she got 5 eliminations, beating out anybody else by 1. Nia Jax had 4. So she kicked some ass on this, and she started off a little bit wonky. You know, she went for a kick and kind of fell and stuff, but she got her groove back a little bit. And I honestly think Michelle McCool is one of those underrated people. She wasn't in an era where it would have been better, and arguably maybe if she was in this current era and she would have been, 10 years ago or that kind of thing, maybe she would have been better, maybe she would have been worse, kind of in comparison. But
I can agree with that because I always give the Bella Twins shit because they've always been around in a period where they could have made wrestling better, but they never tried. Michelle McCool was around in that period, and she did try.
yeah, she tried, and she ended up having some of the better matches that had happened around that time frame. You could tell that she was actually trying.
Yeah, her and Layla both tried, and then you had on the other brand, Raw, you had the Bella Twins who were absolutely the shits and ended up being in the fucking final 4 tonight.
Well, the Bella Twins, their first couple of matches, I thought, like, they've got some potential, but then they didn't improve for years.
You thought they had potential when they first fucking debuted? I thought they were garbage then, and they're not much better now.
I thought that they had a shot. They were kind of doing the Kane thing.
I always respected Michelle. That's why I didn't hate that she was cleaning house, because I thought that I always thought she was good. I feel like she deserves a chance in this era. As far as the Bella Twins, I get it. They are the female equivalent of Cena, and one of them is even engaged to Cena. But I will never not see the damn celebrity arm candy that came out with Bob Barker and Drew Carey and the NASCAR guys and smoking weed with Snoop Dogg. And to me, the Bella Twins will always be that. And I know there's a lot of Bella Twins fans that would probably hate me for that. But
Yeah, because they got hook by crook, they're more over than 90% of the people in this match, so.
I think Nikki improved phenomenally, 90%
You
overall.
wouldn't fucking know it by the end of this match, Jesus.
But
Well, they faced the one person they're not right.
But they both need to be left alone with Asuka. That just seemed like very typical WWE. Like, no, our people have to be at the end because they love our people. They know our people. Everybody knows the Bella Twins.
I don't know if we're getting to the end yet or not.
Nah, not yet. Yeah, we'll get to the end in a few minutes or so. We haven't even got to number 15 yet. Well, we are number 15. Ruby Riott, nobody gives a shit, right? Yeah.
No, we don't give a shit about that.
Number 16, though, Vicky Guerrero. And oddly enough, it was fun to hear her do the whole excuse me thing again for the first 10 seconds, and that got really annoying.
One of my favorite spots of the night. I think she's a heel magnet. The fans actually kind of found it endearing at first before they started booing, and I liked it all. As I said, I wouldn't have minded her and Stephanie having a spot together again.
I fell over laughing at the Carmella bit with Vicky in the briefcase.
Oh, yeah, she got his dick through the back of the head.
It's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna do something. Fuck you. yeah, Vicky just leaves. Carmella comes out, Natalia comes out. Kelly comes out, but she was one of the ones that was a fairly certain one that would end up showing up. Michelle McCool gets eliminated by Natalia. Probably a little bit of a spillover of the fact that they were in the same era at the same time, so, they're friends. Naomi comes out, and Naomi, pulling out some stuff left and right. She's doing some hurricanranas and got a lot of energy behind her and stuff. And it's sort of like, it's a shame. There's no way that you're going to win. And then Becky gets eliminated. I was really surprised about that. Not only because I thought that Becky would last till the final 4, but also because I thought, at the very least, that Becky would be out until all 3 of the 4 horsewomen, or 3 of the 3 horsewomen that were in the match, at the very least, were out, and Bayley hadn't shown up yet. And I was like, oh, wait, we're not going to have like a 3-way stare down with this? Then, okay, that's fine.
It's out of nowhere. It's like, you would have thought she would be given some sort of shine in this match, other than the fact that she started it, but
I'm just not that high on Becky. I think they've never been that high on Becky. I think she's always been kind of the extra one.
Sometimes it feels like that, but then sometimes it also feels like maybe Bayley is. And
Now, I've always got the vibe way more from Becky.
Well, didn't you get an email, Tony, from somebody saying, I'm going to cancel my subscription because they eliminated Becky? Or
I've
something?
gotten lots of comments throughout the night. I'm not going to read them out loud from everybody and stuff like that, but yeah, somebody was very upset about the idea that Becky Lynch was eliminated and that they are going to not watch until Elimination Chamber. But anytime anybody says they're not going to watch, I always just kind of go like, all right, tell me when you actually do watch again, because it's probably going to be 12 hours.
Yeah, that'll show them. You'll continue your fucking subscription until next pay-per-view. And wait, you're not stopping for a month or anything. You're not showing them anything.
Yeah.
Fuck. I hate fans. We kill them.
Yeah, I think we should.
I think that should be. I mean, we have the mailbag next week, but the week after that, I don't know what the main event is. So, kill all fans.
Wrestling fans, should they all die?
Kill all humans too. All right, be a little better special.
We like wrestling focus.
we got Kelly entering because it's like a wrestling devolution happened then.
Yeah, it was the entrance was the only part she did get right.
Oh man, she did not work out all that well. She was struggling here and there, and she looked good. So it's not like one of those things where Jimmy Snuka pops up in the 2008 Royal Rumble, and you're like, holy Christ, he needs to go to a hospital right now.
She's like one of those people that, like you say with Michelle McCool, I think Kelly actually did try hard to get better. She just
Absolutely not.
I think she did try.
I
She just did it.
on this one. She did show some improvement, and there was a time that they were pushing her to be the Divas champion. She figured out how to do a moonsault, but that was about it. She tried, but she just fucking sucked.
Some people just can't get this business right. And she was just there too long.
Drizzling shits was ever appropriate. Now it's appropriate.
Well, my issue with her and a lot of the girls from that era, Eve Torres comes to mind as well, they would start to kind of show a little bit of promise, and then they would just leave. And you would only have the bad memories of them to go by. And I always hated that. Same thing with Caitlyn. Things were getting pretty good, and then they're just gone.
Yeah, AJ Lee was starting to turn some heads, and she drops the belt to Paige and doesn't exist anymore, really, for the most part.
I'm still mad about that too.
I wouldn't quite consider AJ in that area though.
No,
She's the merge between the two, I think.
Yeah.
Like, she kind of came in, and she was a different type of character, and she didn't wrestle for a little bit too. That's another thing that kind of hurts her. But she comes in, she makes a big splash, people like her a lot. She gives that belt to Paige, and then Paige starts doing some different things here and there with some different people and all that. But no Eve Torres tonight. She was another one that was a possibility. But we did get Jacqueline, and thankfully we got rid of Jacqueline pretty quick.
She did not look good. I mean, I was never one for her going in the Hall of Fame, but I was never really against super against it because there's worse people in it.
Yeah.
Seeing her back here didn't do anything for me. She looked like shit. Kind of wrestled like shit. Yeah, it was pretty shit.
Jacqueline to me always reminds me of that era of I forget that they were in the mix, kind of every once in a while somebody will bring up Tori, and I'll be like, oh yeah, Tori Wilson, and they'll be like, no, Tori,
yes.
and then I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that was somebody.
She strikes me as like one of the other women, like the one that you would occasionally hold the title so to pass from one actual star to another star.
Unfortunately, the only time I remember her is her sitting on someone's shoulder with a fucking shirt on.
Yup.
Oh, nice.
It's been the jazz.
The fact that everybody just started sticker dates, that's all you fucking remember from
That's for the most part, too. That and her being in the Hall of Fame. That's
Well, she beat Chavo for the Cruiserweight title because...
You don't even remember that cultural commentary tonight.
Was that Stephanie correcting them, saying, no, she did more than just whip her tail?
The main Stephanie correction happened early in the match because, Corey likes to gush over Mandy Rose.
Yeah, which is very creepy at this point.
And I think he's just trying to, he's not trying to be Jerry Lawler, but he's trying to, I'll say what everyone's thinking, she's not that great, but she's kind of hot. And Stephanie was like, whoa, easy there, Corey, slow down. It's like, God damn it, Stephanie.
Well, it would have been really funny if they would have followed up Jacqueline with Miss Kitty or the cat, whatever she went by. Because everybody would have just been like, all right, which one's top's coming up?
Oh,
But instead we get Nia Jax.
99, didn't she?
Yeah.
And they get Cycle out just wearing handprints.
Yeah. And then Ashley Massaro. Thankfully she didn't pop up.
I mean, if you want tits out, there was Mayo that one time he can't break her up. That was like one of my first pay-per-views I ever owned too.
That was probably the first pair of titties I ever saw before being I was like 6.
Hey, like the place the Royal Rumble, it was 2000 Royal Rumble.
It absolutely was. See progression, folks. We're not just flashing old ladies' titties anymore. Now we're wrestling.
Nice.
And the women's night were allowed over the top ropes like big girls.
Was anybody else afraid that was going to...
I was fucking fearful that they were going to throw for the middle rope. I'm afraid that was going to happen.
Well, especially with Vicky, I was just like, oh no, Vicky can't take this bump.
Well,
Oh, no, you mean was I worried about the bumper?
Yeah, just the bumps I was talking about.
I don't know, I was worried they were going to do the super roll.
I thought Kelly was going to fuck it up because she's so used to. Just go through the rope. But
Well, it was just a minute ago when we were talking about Mae Young bringing her out and stuff. It's just, now it's formulating in my brain earlier when we were talking about, like, these legendary women in WWE, and they mentioned Sensational Sherry, Miss Elizabeth, and I'm like, yeah, they're not popping up. Like, we got some people we can guarantee are not going to be in this match. We actually did get some more surprises. Nia Jax comes out at number 22. She starts just whooping some ass. Knocks out Jacqueline, knocks out Kelly, knocks out Ruby Riott. Eventually, a little bit later on, knocks out Naomi.
Okay, we talk about Naomi Kingston.
oh, hold on. We'll get there.
The Naomi situation, that's where it goes. It's, you wanted to do something different and cool. I get it. But you didn't do anything different. You did two of the things that Kofi had already done. That, to me, felt worse than if they wouldn't have done anything. A little bit. I like the fact...
Third one and, picked the pancake in her mouth from ringside what she did.
Maybe, I appreciate that they gave Naomi a thing where they were like, hey, you want to do the Kofi Kingston spot? Which originally was the John Morrison spot, if you remember, back in the day, because he's the one that started this. And I like that they gave her an opportunity to do it, but they couldn't have thought of something that hadn't already been done before.
Or at least not have had Kofi do a similar spot earlier in the night. I mean, he did it over get back in the ring spot, so don't do it twice.
I'd be okay with them doing it twice as long as, again, they would have done something... Well, with 30 people, and then another 30 people, if 2 people do that, I don't think it's too crazy. I can see your point, and I don't think that's
the whole issue with having too many of the same gimmick matches. You don't want to do too many of the same gimmick matches because there's only so many spots you don't want to fucking blow.
Yeah, you can't have 3 Hell in a Cell matches and have all 3 of them ruin the cage. And if this is going to be the standard going forward, they need to try harder to make them that much more special. Instead of just being like, all right, next year, Kofi is going to, I don't know, get caught by Braun Strowman and thrown back into the ring, and Naomi is going to do a handstand. They can't just kind of repeat the same things over and over. At that point, stop doing it for a little bit. Wait a couple years until somebody thinks of something crazier, and then you get like a Ricochet flying around like a crazy person or something, But she lasted longer too than the normal elimination thing, and kind of where it's due, she still pulled it off. So congrats to Naomi for getting something that people can talk about.
Well, one thing we're not mentioning is how so many of the girls just kept going underneath the rope or through the middle rope to buy time for themselves in the match.
Particularly Sasha.
At least she was in there from number 1, so she had the last 50 minutes. Did Natalya really need to go underneath the bottom rope?
You feel a little bit bad that Natalya didn't get a Tyson Kidd chance.
Well, the whole...
At least counted for the cats.
Well, he used to get Natty's husband chance, so...
Yeah, that's just reversing it around. But we did get Ember Moon. She pops up at number 23, and as the NXT Women's Champion, if you want to talk about Andrade Cien Almas, makes sense for Ember Moon to be in there, even though she's got a fucked up arm, and she kind of ignores that a little bit to a certain extent, but that makes her look tougher. So I actually like Ember Moon being a part of this quite a bit.
Okay, remember, tough.
After that, though, even more important, Beth Phoenix comes out and makes history because now Beth Phoenix is the only person to ever be in the Women's Royal Rumble and the Men's Royal Rumble.
Hey, was
somebody who looked great, I wanted her to win.
Was that drinking game included? Take a shot every time one of the girls makes history?
Well, I wanted to kind of wrap up a little bit with the drinking game thing. Instead of wrapping up like that, let's kind of go back to it a little bit. This year, if you didn't notice, everybody, I had posted drinking game rules for the Royal Rumble, and I want this to be a thing going forward. So if you have any suggestions, let me know about what to add and what not to add and stuff. If you go on the side bar of Smarkoutmoment.com right now, you'll be able to see the link, and it's also underneath the navigation bar at the top. You just scroll down underneath the pay-per-views or whatever it is. We had, I think, pretty much everything checked off at some point. Obviously, take a sip for every elimination. We had, 58 of those. Trending hashtags on Twitter, I'm pretty sure that they've mentioned that. A lot of the whole, what the? Are you kidding me? Oh my, whatever. We got returning legends all over the place. People eliminated with under 90 seconds. There's a thing that says Kofi Kingston where Shelton Benjamin does something crazy to save himself. Now I gotta change it to Kofi Kingston or Naomi. We got people being eliminated by their tag team partners. We got records being broken. We got no celebrities this time around, except for if you count Maria Menounos, but that doesn't really count. NXT stars popping up and stare-offs. We got people pointing at the WrestleMania sign. A bunch of different things like that. I don't think that there's pretty much anything that we didn't check off this year. Do you guys remember a babyface being booed?
John Cena count?
Yeah, I guess Roman John Cena. There you go. I don't remember necessarily anybody botching an elimination.
Yeah.
What happened with my Hollies?
She got dropped.
I don't think that was necessarily a botch. I think that this was like...
I gotta take felt like one.
We definitely got references to Chris Benoit avoided because at the beginning of the night it was like 4 people have started from number 1 and number 2, and here's 3 of them.
Yeah, they finally grouped them together to even more avoid the mention of Benoit.
And nobody eliminated themselves, I don't think. I don't think about that.
Hardy.
Hardy did, yeah. We really, I had said ahead of time, don't do all these drinking things because he would die if that was the case. I'm pretty sure that if you did even half of them, you'd probably die this way. But we got Beth Phoenix, we got Asuka coming out at number 25. She gets eliminated. She eliminates Ember Moon. Makes sense. They've had their history together, and it also made sense with Ember Moon's injury too, so like that a little bit. Mickie James follows up, and what the fuck was going on with Mickey's hair? Good lord, the reaction I think was Dave had was, oh look, Gary Busey's in the ring. It was just like, oh.
Did he fuck off with his 23 and making it?
The what?
The 23 and making it because she got some DNA test and thinks she's fucking Native American now.
Well, she was trying to look her best for Trish Stratus, but didn't work out.
That would have been great if like they would have known that ahead of time. And like Trish is gonna be there. Why don't you dress up like Trish and do the whole stalker thing again? Nikki Bella follows her up, and she's followed by Brie Bella. And Brie looks like she's taped up with a whole bunch of electrical tape for some reason. That was a little strange. But for having a kid and for being out of action for so long, she didn't move around the ring all that bad, considering.
She looked good. She did.
Is that slightly less creepy?
Yeah.
Bailey was number 29, and Trish, of course, as I mentioned before, ends us off at number 30, and then it becomes a scenario kind of like what the last men's one was, where we got a lot of people at the end there, which I kind of like sometimes. I don't like it when we get these Royal Rumbles where it's like one person eliminates everybody, and we're at like number 14, and we have one person in the ring, kind of. I don't like that too often. So it was kind of fun to see Nia Jax get teamed up on, and was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different people have to take her out, although I kind of sort of wanted her to be in the final four, but nitpicking. Bailey gets eliminated pretty damn quick, though, by Sasha Banks. And at this point, Sasha Banks lasts until the final four. Do you think it's justified?
Yeah. I mean, she's pretty much being Charlotte's dance partner during this whole women's revolution thing. I mean, we call it the women's revolution, but let's be honest, it was called the Charlotte's push, and there was just participants that were involved, and she was a big part of it for a while.
You always make some moment of history by probably putting someone essentially making Iron Man out straight off the gate. So I think if you had to choose one between her and Becky Lynch, I'm not saying I probably would have gone the other way, but I can see why I would have gone with Sasha.
I had no problem with it. I thought it fit.
I kind of was hoping that would have been Becky. Sasha, to me, she's losing a lot of her steam. I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of her because it seemes like she's sort of feeling a little bit entitled.
I've been sick of her for a long time, man. I never really understood quite why everyone was so in love with her. I think she started fizzling out into by the time that she had a full count anywhere match with Charlotte, she fizzled out for me.
I think it played into this match quite a bit because she was showing a lot of heelish tendencies towards the end of the match, like the way that she took out Bailey, the way that she took out Trish, like getting really into her face, saying that she was the boss taking, and she was heading on to WrestleMania. And then when she was like attacking Asuka towards the end, she led a 3-on-1 attack on them. So I think she's turning heel pretty soon. I think she needs it.
She does need it, and we thought she'd been turning heel before though. She's teased it so often. I wish they just pulled the goddamn trigger already.
It was after WrestleMania.
Yeah, with the issue of like you can't redo it. And she needs it now because she started sowing the seeds for it. But you can't do it now because she's not going to have a big match at WrestleMania, so you've got no payoff to it.
Yeah, they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
We ended up with the Bella Twins and Asuka at the end here after the Bella Twins turned on Sasha after forming a little bit of an alliance. And then, of course, the Bella Twins turned on each other with Nikki Bella taking out Brie. And it ends up being Nikki and Asuka. And, I mean, anybody worth their salt is going to go, yeah, Asuka's going to win. But at the same time, there might have been a little bit of just like, are they actually going to go with Nikki?
There was a seed of doubt in my mind as to who her husband is.
That was me the whole time.
And as far as this match goes, I've been eating up on Nikki Bella. I'm going to take back every fucking thing. I'm going to basically everything. How I beat up on her, forget all that. I'm back on hating her again. She fucking just proved why she cannot be trusted in these positions, why she doesn't belong in these positions. And to be quite honest, well, she's not fucking valuable to the roster anymore.
I didn't have a big problem with her.
That fucking ending was so clunky. She killed the entire Bosnia arena.
I think that isn't going to go down as anything that we really like think too much about.
No, I think my rating was overshadowed.
Yeah.
The finish was so fucking flat. She kind of fell off the end. She fucking fit. I felt like she bought something at the end. She fucked that ending up.
You realistically, the way that she should have ended is you can have like Nikki come close to throwing Asuka over the top, but then you have Asuka fire up, basically beat the shit out of Nikki and then dump her over the top. That's the way
What
it
she should
should
have done is Nikki should have been the one to go out. Brie should have been left in there because she's the only one that's slightly fucking competent.
Well, if they would have just had the Asuka head scissors take over, that would have worked.
Alright, well, actually, Gilly said that's really good.
Well, that needs to start to work before it finishes.
I forgot to mention that earlier. Fuck me. Worst head scissors I've ever seen.
And she did it to Michelle, and did you notice the people popped because they thought Michelle was going to catch her for the tombstone?
Yeah, so we get a little bit of a celebration with Asuka winning and Alexa Bliss and Charlotte going to the ring, and this is around the time frame where, based off of Nakamura, we're going to have her go I challenge and then point to somebody, but instead we get Roddy Piper popping up on the screen essentially, and Ronda Rousey comes out.
I don't mind that because for those that don't know, Roddy actually did give Ronda the blessing to have the name, and that jacket she was wearing was Roddy's jacket, so that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dislike that. I did get a little bit confused about how the theme of Freaks and Geeks popped up.
It was just walk out thing in UFC.
I didn't know that, and I was just kind of like, wait, that's not happening.
It actually fits her when she walks out to that. It's quite badass. In UFC, she looks pissed off.
It's pretty awesome they got the rights to that song.
Whereas you couldn't have a Ronda Rousey entrance about it. It wouldn't feel right.
Well, talking about the Ronda Rousey entrance, it doesn't feel right. She pops up and she wasn't in the match. She just steals all the thunder away from Asuka and shakes everybody's hand, sort of, and leaves being like, hey, I know that Asuka just won the first ever Women's Royal Rumble, and she main evented the Royal Rumble, and this is historic, but LOL, I'm Ronda Rousey, fuck you all.
She's actually not here to be at WrestleMania. She just wants to point inside.
Yeah, maybe. No pyro at the sign this year.
Well, no, they can't afford Pyro.
Not even for Ronda, apparently. They don't have Ronda player budget.
I was getting a little bit worried, though, that it was like if Nakamura pointed at it, and then if like Asuka pointed at it, we're not going to get it, and then if it would have went off with Ronda, then we're like, oh my god, it's so bad.
That would have been awesome. And then they did confetti.
But, this has to be what I had mentioned before. It has to be Asuka versus Alexa Bliss with Nia Jax involved. It can't be just Asuka versus Alexa Bliss, because it would be a 2-second match. And Ronda Rousey has to fight Charlotte, because it wouldn't make any sense at all for this to be some kind of scenario where, I know some people were thinking Ronda versus Asuka at WrestleMania. Well, Asuka's winning the title match at WrestleMania, not the title. So,
You said something there, though. You said it'd be a 5-second match. What has Ronda done in every one of her fights?
no, the Asuka Alexa would be 5 seconds.
Okay, I thought you said Ronda, Alexa.
No, Alexa has to be with Asuka and Nia. They've got to do that. And Charlotte and Ronda makes so much more sense. There's no other option on SmackDown. It has to be Ronda Charlotte.
I prefer doing Ronda and Alexa.
Then what do you do with the whole? Did you do Asuka Charlotte? Just skip to that? I don't know.
Asuka Charlotte's gonna be a match.
And
I want Charlotte's gonna be a match, and then Alexa is somebody that's tiny that Ronda can wreck all around. She does that arm dislocation thing. All of Ronda's moves are arm submissions. She can make her arm like it's dislocated. Ronda can win the title. It looks cool.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even need to say anything.
I mean, we're going into this with the pictures. We absolutely have no idea what Ronda's going to be like in the ring. We don't know how much training she's received. We don't know how good she looks. She might be a fast learner. She might actually put on a match.
With Shayna Baszler. I mean, I don't know if she's been training with her and how you run Shayna.
I wouldn't judge based on Shayna because Shayna's she's a very good like character-based wrestler, but she's not a good wrestler. I don't think she's very.
I almost feel because of how early it is, Ronda needs a quick win. That makes Alexa even a better opponent.
I'm still, until they say otherwise, if Asuka comes out and says, I'm not sure who I'm going to challenge or something like that, then I'm going to start getting a little bit suspicious, but I still think we're getting Ronda Charlotte and those 3 horsewomen on the sidelines. And I think that Stephanie's going to be the special guest referee.
Yeah, but it was weird because Ronda doesn't shake anybody's hand. She points to the sign, she looks at Charlotte, she looks at Alexa, and then Asuka looks at Charlotte, looks at Alexa, and then Ronda and Asuka shake hands, and I'm like, what?
No, Asuka refused the handshake.
She didn't like slap. She didn't do something.
She slapped Ronda's hand away.
Oh,
Because she obviously, I guess she was probably pissed at the fact that she'd taken a moment, so she wanted to show that she's still, like, this is her match, it's not Ronda's match.
Well, I mean, no matter what the scenario is, I think we're looking at Ronda, Charlotte, and Asuka are going to be paired up for this WrestleMania and next WrestleMania. If we get Ronda Charlotte this year, we'll get Ronda Asuka next year, or Charlotte Asuka next year, like something like that.
So what do you make of Ronda signing a full-term deal? Like, that's the words they use for kind of odd.
If it's something that she ends up being good at, then cool.
A full-time contract, though. We're talking about what she's going to be doing for Mania next year. I don't think she's going to be wrestling in between it all.
No, she will. I think she's going to be a full-timer like Brock Lesnar being a full-timer, where they're actually a part-timer type thing.
Well, no, the way that she's speaking about it in interviews, she's saying this is her life now, essentially. She's going to be on the
Yeah,
road.
but she might just be very good promotion. I don't know.
This is WrestleMania season. People do weird things at WrestleMania season.
She also did make a comment that she could do many other things for a lot more money, so you've got to wonder what type of perk she has in her contract.
Yeah, and you got to assume she's not wrestling a single match until WrestleMania. So at the very least, she's not stepping in the ring for another 2 months.
No, I don't want to get away with it.
She is still in the USADA testing pool. If she's still in the USADA testing pool, she's definitely under contract with UFC. So she could go back to UFC. I wouldn't if I was her, but she could go back to UFC. So I'm guessing Dana's giving her a blessing on this.
My issue with this more than anything is just, I think it just kind of flattened things out a little bit by having Ronda come out. And I know that people are paying a lot of attention to it, and that gets a lot of news and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of think that it was like, oh, cool, Asuka won, and whatever. Then it was like, oh, there's Ronda. She wasn't in the Royal Rumble, though, because we didn't want her to lose, and now she's ending it, and now the story going into Monday Night Raw is going to be like the Ronda Rousey story, whatever, and Asuka's already kind of lost in the shuffle. And I feel a little bit bad about that.
So there was an issue here. I wanted Ronda to win the Royal Rumble, but the issue is you then have to defeat Asuka. They probably don't want to defeat her. The only thing you could have done is injure and have her take her out of the match.
So I think that would have been a perfect spot for Nia Jax to do.
Yeah, I guess it would be, and then you could have had Ronda take that final spot.
Ronda could have.
And then Ronda could have done the final, because what I thought was going to happen was Nia versus Ronda took the final tip.
I was kind of thinking it was going to be Ronda and Becky, and that would set up the whole Charlotte thing a little bit more, but I mean,
I thought you were going to get some like armbar spot, which was hanging over the top rope and drag her over. I don't know.
well, Shinsuke did that earlier to Roman.
Yeah.
maybe Ronda's not that good in the ring right now. Maybe that's why they didn't do this.
I wonder how much training she's actually had.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe she has had enough training right now where if they would have wanted her to go into the ring, she would have been able to be capable, but not enough to be able to pull off a win and look good.
I'm wondering if they have the opponent even lined up for her and they're basing it off what she can do.
I think it was simply just they didn't want the backlash of here's a celebrity winning the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. They'll figure something else out for her.
It was a case of very tempting to like have the cake and eat it too. So essentially, you sell both women's championship matches in one fell swoop, but it
I know we're
kind of took the shine off the Royal Rumble winner eventually.
We're just saying it's taking the shine off the Royal Rumble winner. We're talking about Battle of the Floors, but the most important thing is we've got a shit ton of questions we're all asking them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And essentially, for us all talking about how it's taking the shine off Asuka, that's part of the story now. It's part of the narrative. And I guarantee that's going to get bought up.
I hope that that's the case and they don't let this go and make it some kind of one of those things where they just lose track of things. But another thing to think about too, just to be on the optimistic side of things, I would rather be talking about how Ronda Rousey potentially took the shine off of Asuka and how what are we going to do with the Elimination Chamber matches, because now we have to figure out what to do for whoever Asuka doesn't challenge, than to be talking about what we've been talking about the past bunch of years, which is, oh my god, WrestleMania looks like it's going to fucking blow because, this person won instead of that, and really they thought that they were going to make a good idea here by putting Roman Reigns in this spot, and oh my god, what's Randy Orton doing winning this again? And it's been a couple years since we've had some positive Royal Rumble stuff, and this overall is positive.
And isn't it nice that we're talking about something getting outshine instead of something just being a fucking turd?
Yeah, it's a matter of this was a 9 and it should have been a 10 instead of, well, this is like a -6.
It's really like a good sign that it appears, especially on the women's side of things, that they're going to be building two like unique separate stories heading into WrestleMania, not just a clusterfuck thing of like throwing 6 women into a match at the end of it.
I'm sure we'll get that too on the pre-show or something.
I'm really hoping that they don't make that mistake to go like, all right, well, all the other women that are involved in something, we need to give them something on the pre-show. So let's have Nikki and let's have Dana and Ruby Riott and whatever, and they're gonna have like the first ever Andre the Giant Memorial Women's Battle Royal or something like that. And be like, oh,
Tina Marella, Memorial Battle Royal.
Ms. WrestleMania, I think. Oh, well, if Kid Rock goes to the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh god, they better not put him in there.
The Moolah Memorial Battle Royal. Yeah.
How would you Mamula real? Yeah, I'm excited about WrestleMania to a certain extent, and I'm not excited in certain ways because it seems like we got some confirmation of certain things tonight. One of them being Daniel Bryan is never going to be cleared to wrestle.
Yeah.
That's a guarantee now. If that would have ended up happening, it would have happened tonight. He would have wrestled.
Same Wrestle Kingdom 13.
So we're not going to get Dolph Ziggler Wrestle Kingdom, but we are going to get Daniel Bryan.
I don't know, it's not going to be released yet.
That's true. But that's all they've ended up being. Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan. Something we've seen before. Admittedly, they had a great match.
Guys, they kick shit harder now.
They'll have to be wearing headgear because Dolph can't get kicked in the head without forgetting.
Actually, some of those are terrible movie kick concussions, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, Triple H over in New Japan.
That's why it was so stupid that like that WrestleMania ladder match all they did was hit headbutts on each other constantly.
Yeah.
They're in the position they are now.
Ironically, Bryan had enough after like a week after that. Bryan was retired.
Not that much. Yeah, didn't take that much longer. But it's okay. We got right back with the Intercontinental title. That went somewhere.
Oh no, it didn't.
Well, the grand scheme of things, the Royal Rumble is set, but we still don't know what's going to happen with WrestleMania. People can still get injured. People can still have some twists and turns, and we still don't know what's happening with a lot of people that didn't win anything here. We don't know what the Braun Strowman situation is. Is Samoa Joe going to be ready in time? John Cena Undertaker has not had any build whatsoever, so I mean, it's doubtful that we're going to get John Cena Elias, but we got a bunch of spots to fill and a lot of people to fill them in, and a lot of people that are going to be thrown into that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal too. And these next couple of weeks in particular, when we're building up to that Elimination Chamber, those are going to be really influential weeks. So we're going to see just where this card is going. I think Fastlane could be a lot of different things.
What's first, Elimination or Fastlane?
Elimination Chamber for Raw. Fastlane's for SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown has Fastlane March 11th, and I believe Elimination Chamber is the 25th.
February 25th. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's just a couple weeks away, so not that much time. But on Raw tonight, I'm sure we're going to hear at least one instance of an explanation of what the Elimination Chamber is going to be, and that has to be, if you are going to do anything that makes any sense, the #1 contender for Brock Lesnar's title. So get ready for Roman Reigns to win that match.
We don't know that yet. What you can get ready for is Elias versus Kid Rock at WrestleMania.
I'd rather see Elias do a musical performance than Kid Rock.
There's a referee pending.
Bring it back, why not? So that's it for the Royal Rumble talk that we've got going on. Any other opinions you guys have about anything that happened tonight? You want to just toss out real quick?
It was fun. I'm excited for Shinsuke versus AJ. I know we kind of crapped on the things that we don't know, but we do know that they're building towards Shinsuke and AJ, and that's going to be a likely match of the year. So let's have some fun.
It looks like plans are in motion for once set ahead of time as opposed to wrapped up last second, so that makes me happy. I've been kind of out of wrestling for a while, so I'm hoping WrestleMania season brings me back into it. Tonight was a good start.
The show was, I'd say, on the whole, a 2-match card, but the 2 matches that were the 2 that were in this card were actually really fun, and I think very well put together. I think they were 2 of the best Royal Rumble matches in recent years, and they ended with the right people winning. So, thumbs up overall.
The one last thing I want to ask everybody before we get into plugs and stuff, just because it's fun to do it, who wins both Royal Rumbles next year? I got one that I think is a guarantee, and it's 1 or 2. It's kind of one of those things, but I still think it's more of a guarantee. Charlotte wins the women's. I think that the idea that Charlotte was not in this Royal Rumble is going to come back next year, and they're going to go, well, shit, we really, really like Charlotte. She needs to win it. Ronda Rousey might be the difference maker of that, but I got Charlotte. And when it comes to the men's, I mean, I've gotten this wrong every single year ahead of time because I thought we were going to get things like Styles Rollins at WrestleMania before. I thought that we were going to get John Cena fighting for a 17th world title 2 years ago, even or so. But I am leaning right now, at the very least, that Braun Strowman wins next year's WrestleMania. He wins all of WrestleMania next year. I think it's Braun Strowman and Charlotte next year. At least that's where I'm going at the moment.
AJ Styles.
I can see it.
He wins the women's and the men's.
Well, he's got the mom haircut, so.
He does. Shit, I'm just going to win the women's ones because fuck, I don't know what women are going to be there. I don't know if Ronda's still going to be there, but shit, if she's there, I imagine they do her. I'd do it.
I was waiting for that. I'm pretty sure Ronda does you.
Yeah, probably.
For the women's, I'll take a bit of a just to shut the dark and go in, though. I think Asuka will be champion by that point, so they might just try and essentially bring a full circle to their story. And for the men's, I'd go Braun Strowman.
Okay, for the men's, I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. For the women, if Ronda's champion, I'm going to say Shayna Baszler. Outside of that, Bayley.
So some differing opinions about that. Make sure when you're telling us what your thoughts are for the Royal Rumble that you drop your opinions about that as well. Tell us who you think is going to win 2019. And yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, no, I don't have anything else on schedule that I can think of. Congratulations to anybody who won that poll in the Mega Maniacs. I do not know who won those. And that wasn't me because I had Adam Cole and Mickey James.
Yeah, I had
I think
Sonya
they-
and Roman.
I think they didn't win the men's.
They won it. Won it, Asuka.
Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, look, I drew number Asuka.
Some Japanese, but I don't know that.
Yeah, so next thing that you guys are going to be hearing from us is going to be the mailbag. Make sure you send in your mailbag questions as soon as possible because we're going to be doing that either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, depending on what my schedule and what everybody else's schedules are going to be for this week. So it might be a little bit later. What's that?
Set up Peters.
Peter and Frankie, I'm sure, are going to toss in a bunch. Declan, I think, sent in a couple already. A couple other people might have as well. Gotta go back and check that out. But that's coming up. If you do want to send in a question, do that as soon as possible so you can make sure that you get that in as soon as possible and not have to carry it over into next month. That's a little bit of my plugs, but I'm going to pass this around to everybody else first before I finish that out. So, Callum, what do you want to toss out there?
Well, you can follow me on Twitter with Moist14 and watch this space for something that I will eventually be able to plug. But not right now.
Robert?
All right, Triple Threat coming at some point Wednesday or Thursday on Smarkoutmoment. You can check me out on Twitter and Instagram and everything else at DudeFelice. That's all I got.
Alright, you can check me out on Twitter at Stephen Wago. Stephen is spelled with PH, Wago is WAGO. Also, check out the Punch Point podcast. That's me and Mike Payton show. It's been a combination of UDMMA and keeping kayfabe, with us doing some commentary over fun, famous, stupid, or otherwise unique content.
UniqueContent.com.
UniqueContent.com.
All right, so the other things that are plug-wise that I need to mention to you guys, of course, are follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Smarkoutmoment. Go to Smarkoutmoment.com. Go to whatever Wago is typing right now extremely loudly. And for Fanboys Anonymous type stuff, I mentioned before, we have until February 20th to try to get that back into the swing of things. If you want to help out and make sure that we are monetized and still continue to do Fanboys Anonymous content, make sure you click on those playlists and run those videos as much as you can because the watch time is the problem that we're trying to fix here. So the more that you watch them, the better it is. Run through them as much as you can for the next 20 days or so, and hopefully that'll make all the difference in the world. I will let you guys know that when it comes around to it. But for all the support you guys have as far as Patreon for both Fanboys Anonymous and for Smarkout Moment, go check that out if you want to be a part of that. And just regular support in general. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for listening to the post show for the 2018 Royal Rumble. We will see you next time, everybody. This has been another Smarkout Moment, and we are finally being counted out.